XTRA and the XTRA app.
A debate echoing around the nation. Lisa Brady, Fox News. From campus to campus, Jewish students raising safety concerns and accusing pro-Palestinian protesters of going beyond free speech.
When you come here and you call for an intifada revolution, you're calling for the death of my people.
I'm not. I'm Jewish. I was a Hillel manager.
There's no need to speak to me.
Conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism.
That exchange at George Washington University, where students from other D.C. schools have also gathered. Most classes at Emory University in Atlanta being held remotely today as a precaution after 28 people were arrested yesterday setting up tents on campus.
About 500 demonstrators protested on the quad and marched to the front of the theology school. At one point, the crowd pinned several police officers to the glass doors and threw things at them before dispersing.
Fox's Jonathan Seri at Emory, which says one protester from outside the school community was tased after being accused of attacking an officer. Some civil rights groups expressing concern, but Georgia's governor thanked police for restoring order. Columbia University, where tent protests began last week, is still negotiating with protesters, hoping to clear a resurgent encampment there without having to call in police again. Just getting word the Biden administration is dropping a plan to ban menthol cigarettes, at least for now. The Wall Street Journal first to report the decision, which had already been delayed as the White House weighed potential public health benefits with political risk. Menthols are heavily marketed in black communities. Former President Trump says what he calls a rigged trial is going well in New York.
It should be over. The case is over. You heard what was said, and the case should be over.
His defense attorneys using a cross-examination of former tabloid publisher David Pecker to question the prosecution's claim of a hush money-related scheme to affect the outcome of the 2016 election. Pecker just wrapping up 4 days of testimony. America is listening to Fox News.
What should we do with the broke propeller? What should we do with the broke propeller? Don't look at me, I wasn't driving. Thank you, you're not helping. I don't even know why you bought this boat. You told me that you loved this boat. That was before you wrecked the boat. Well, now you've made it awkward.
Accidents don't just happen in sea shanties, so Progressive Boat Insurance has you covered. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you can save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and not available for all boats or in all situations.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Giver. And let her rip Friday with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls. You know him as Flounder, and holy cow, the Falcons. Holy cow, the Falcons. I mean, oh, mercy. Well, we'll be talking about it. I don't care if Monday sucks, Tuesday blows, and well, we got a lot of different lyrics there. Anyway, it's only me. It's all but Pete and Flounder, and it's Friday. I'm in love. Bum, 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 bum. Man, we got a lot going on. Neil Borsch joining us at 4 o'clock. Last I heard, we'll still have said it, not I believe. If that changes, we'll let you know, but I think at 4 o'clock. And also talking about politics and the Falcons and the pick, and all I can say about another quarterback is Saturday. Holy smoke-a-roonies. Yeah, we're talking a lot about the Falcons here today. Also, President Stupid Face has done it again. I don't know whether you heard the comments about him going on radio with Howard Stern. Holy smokes. I mean, we're going to play some of the sound bites. Flounder collected 5 or 6 sound bites of your president, and holy moly. Also, not only that, he also forgot that January 6th is not really D-Day. He referred to it as June 6th, which is, once again, he got off teleprompter, apparently. And there are now new ways that they're trying to protect him when he walks by surrounding him with aides so he doesn't do anything on his own anymore. Good Lord. We'll talk about the Trump trial a little bit. Have you seen the video of that Freedom Train? The Beast Train, they call it, I guess? Holy cow. People dangling off the sides of rail cars and stuff. Here they come. They're coming right to America. They're going to Mexico, northern Mexico, and then right over the border. And here we go. The video's unbelievable. George Soros behind all this kind of stuff. We'll talk about that. AI led to a sports figure in a high school wanted to get back at his principal and used AI to do it, but got caught. But man, if that isn't an indication of things to come, I mean, it's happening. You know, AI's been responsible for having fake voices calling Grammy, I've been kidnapped. Please send $10,000 right now, or they're going to kill. And you know, I mean, it's real. Those things are happening. We'll got that. Pete Davis, Holy Crap at Sports coming up. What's new in the mountains of Macon as we speak on a beautiful Friday afternoon?
The Ducks have run the groundhogs to the side here, so we just have ducks running around the front yard today.
The ducks scare the groundhog?
Yeah, the guineas yelled at me when I got out there earlier this morning. Now we have ducks.
Now, by guinea, ladies and gentlemen, Pete is referring to the actual bird-like creature.
That's
not
correct.
you fellows from Italy who are, hey, be very careful, my friend.
Yeah.
So, just because we don't want to be blamed for using bad words or anything, you know. The last thing I ever want to have on this program is, a bad word. So we will endeavor to clean up my language. Thank you. All right, okay, all right. 306. And Flounder, what's new in your darkened room?
Ready for the weekend?
Any big plans? I guess it's going to be pretty warm.
It's supposed to be nice, so hopefully do some outdoor activities.
Yeah, I mean, the long-range forecast I saw a little while ago this morning was like in the 80s. Steady for the next several days, like the next 2 days. So here we go, maybe. Anyway, I've got a story. I won't lead with it because, I don't want to have bored down with stuff. But, man, the mail, holy cow. We got like a triple link thing here today, including what happened. I spent my whole freaking morning, and I did go to the ear rocket place finally and get some things straightened out. Anyway, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Now, Braves are in town. They're back in tonight's game. Is it? I forgot who they're playing. Oakland? Is it not Oakland?
Guardians.
Oh, is that Cleveland or Washington? Cleveland, okay, because I don't really like, I mean, come on.
Finger on the pulse of baseball happenings.
Well, I'm so up to date, because...
the Senators, they're back,
the
too.
Washington Senators.
No.
That was
Providence Grays.
Montreal, didn't it? Was that Montreal, right? Didn't the Washington Senators become Montreal?
No, the first iteration became the Minnesota Twins. The second one became the Texas Rangers, and now they have the Nationals.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. I remember now. 307. I don't know. I don't.
The Hartford
care.
Blues. You're a big fan of them. When you were
huge Hartford team. Yeah. Boom, 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 Joffrey up in the Detroit City, there, man. Anyway, 307. Here's the phone number. We love phone calls. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. By the way, Flounder, I must say something. My headphone sound today in this setup on these headphones is perfect.
It's your hearing aids, because it must be your hearing aids. You said you got your hearing aids fixed today, and now... So it had to be something to do with the hearing aids. It's
incredible, this high technology. Yes. By the way, also the high technology on my remote control for my new television setup and the new television box. I'm still learning that. I made another discovery. I won't dwell on it because I know people hate to hear me talk on my show.
Yes, they do.
There you are. All right, but I did learn. Now, it used to be that, maybe, I don't know about your TV setup, but it used to be that if I come home and I turn on my TV, unless I was watching Fox News, I got home at 7 o'clock.
You were watching Fox News.
That's not what I mean, but let's say. So if I were home, in previous times, I get home at 7 o'clock, and I would turn on the TV, and then I would hit rewind for an hour or so to see what, while I was driving, what I'd missed. Now you can't do that. When you turn on your TV, that's where it starts.
Okay.
No more rewinding.
Okay, you started off for the first time ever saying something positive about technology, and now you've gone back to the rut of talking bad about technology.
Wait until we wrap this all up later, and that's I'm not going to do any more TV talk.
After 6 o'clock?
I could, exactly. On my way home, I'm going to talk to Christine, and she's going to call me baby, and then everybody's going to be fine, and then you can all go to hell. 309 with the Giver, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Let's see. Let's talk Falcons a little bit, and then wait to hear President Stupid Face. Oh, my God. All right, but first of all, last night, a couple things. I'm watching the draft. And I deliberately watched the draft, and I'm thinking, well, Pete was thinking, maybe they'll drop down. There was a lot of talk about that. And I thought, number 8 pick, I thought for sure they're going to take that defensive end rushing guy from Alabama. And sure enough, the number 8 pick of the draft. And when that announcement was made, Michael Penix or Penix? Penix. Got to get that straight pretty quickly because that could leave well. Anyway, and I all I texted was wow to Pete and Flounder. I couldn't believe it.
No one could believe it. No, only the Falcons. They got a Falcon. They have to do it. They can't be normal. They can't do the right thing. They always got to do something weird. That's the way they are.
Let's see. I'm not sure how much comment there's been from the Falcons owner people or anything getting for their justification. The only thing I can think of was that it must be that they must have thought he was the best player available in the draft, and just for safety's sakes, give him a few years to learn behind. I mean, I don't get it. What the hell were they thinking? You got a new quarterback who's going to be, you can't mess around with a guy who's 35 years old. You need to protect him, and you need to make sure that you get your team on the field by getting your defense to get the other guys off the field. Oh, I don't know.
It's panic. After what's happened in the last 2 or 3 years where they had 0 quarterbacks, now they're going to make sure they have 2. It's smart. If Cousins gets hurt, they have a guy who can step in and play. Yeah. If Cousins stays healthy, then they should have had a defensive pick there.
Well, now, but everybody went nuts. I mean, they say Cousins was a bit stunned. And apparently they didn't include him, which seems a little cheesy to me.
They've angered their quarterback right off the bat here. They pissed him off.
Yeah. And that's just not the way to do it, is it? That's not what you did.
Yes, it is. If you're the Atlanta Falcons, it's the exact way to do it. Yes, they sign a guy to $180 million and then hire his successor, draft him before the guy's even taken one snap behind center, and anger him. Yeah. Make him mad. So you have a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers situation. They're saying it's Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation, which means you're going to sit this guy on the bench for 3-4 years.
Yeah. This guy, Fountaino, the general manager, he apparently said, he talked about the position, used Green Bay as an example, like you just said.
Yep.
If we see a player we believe can be a franchise quarterback at any point, you have to bring that player in. So that was their justification. But
you're not going to believe the words the pundits are using and some other players are using and some local fans. We're going to have all the reaction coming up in sports at 5:20 or whatever, because the reaction is just incredible.
I couldn't believe it, and I don't know. I'm not invested in a particular sports group. I couldn't believe it. I mean, what are they thinking? Well, I guess they explain. Anyway, sorry, we'll get to it. We'll have a lot more coming up after 5. And Neil Bortz at 4:00. Is that still all set there, Flounder, far as we know? Yes, it is. Okay, sorry, thank you. Okay, let's have a little fun here. This is incredible. Flight 313, just one quick one. Let's do the soundbite number 5, where President Stupidface was on the Howard Stern show, and in a very powerful, kind of a milquetoast, sleepy-headed, oh gosh, I really don't want to talk about this moment. The issue of whether President Stupidface will debate Donald Trump came up, and listen to the manner in he says it and the way he answers the question talking about debates.
I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him. I got put in that 10 most eligible bachelor's list.
You were United States.
I mean, play just that first word again. Listen to this is the President of the United States talking about whether or not he wants to debate Donald Trump. All I know is if I had been a president and a candidate to run again, and somebody asked me about debating my opponent, I can't imagine any other presidential candidate ever not saying, oh man, I can't wait to rip his throat out. I'll cream the bastard. I'll make sure he's embarrassed if we come before the public anymore again. Yeah, anytime, set it up, I'll be there, Howard. Set it up, I'll be there. And instead, Fowler, just play that first 10 seconds again, if you would say.
I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him.
Yeah, I don't know, somewhere else. I said, jeez, holy criminy. That's the president. On the issue of debating, which has been one of the... Oh, God. What a laughing stock. Oh, God. 314, cover Pete and Flounder. Oh, boy, we have more of that coming up, too. Look out, it's Kimber. We've got your afternoons covered, all right, and the Morning Extra's got your drive-in from 6 to 10 a.m., too.
My family's a little bit like the Andy Griffith Show. we like board games. We had some friends just a few weeks back come over, and they got this new version of Scrabble. And then I read yesterday, because I'm not real good at Scrabble and I lose every time we play, they're coming out with an easier version of Scrabble. A less intimidating version of Scrabble, which I'm all in favor for. I assume the words are, going to be smaller, and maybe you get more points for like the and. Yeah, exactly.
The cow says moo.
Exactly.
And off of the idea that y'all watch Jeopardy on a regular basis, I'm glad y'all do. And you play board games. I just want you to know that within the next 10 years, you and your wife will be sleeping in the same bedroom, but in separate beds.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
It's only the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 3:15. By the way, you should Google that thing going around, a meme called whether you see a lion or a tree. Because it's a really cool kind of a story thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google lion versus tree image or something like that, and you'll find it. And it says some psychologist or somebody asking which one you see and what it means. We'll talk about it in a little while. Just kind of set you up here for later. Anyway, the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Don't forget our buddies at Atlanta Safe House, ready to take care of your private stuff, just like they did for me with my 2 gun safes. And, don't forget, they can bolt those babies from the inside into your concrete floor, your basement or garage, or anything you want. Jeff and Mark with a non-woke company. Remember there was an issue months ago where a company was giving out master reset codes to people that didn't. No. No matter who it is, Atlanta Safe House, these guys, Jeff and Mark, will take care of your privacy the way it ought to be done. It's a non-woke company. Jewelry safes and business safes and high security safes. How about pistol safes? If you just have it laying around in the car under the seat or something while you're in put it in a pistol safe. Makes your family feel better. Also, passengers, you know the whole deal. Protecting your assets, unlike the Kimmer when I went to Florida and didn't have a safe down there and forgot my medical. I couldn't. Yeah. So the VA says, leave us alone, please. Thank you. Anyway, they can protect your stuff. They can actually build you a family storm shelter. I'm not making that up. They can build you a vault door. I mean, these folks are the best. And they only use off-duty police, firefighters, and military to give them a little extra something, too, to say thanks for what you do. Please tell them that the Kimber sent you, the showroom in Ackworth, and on the web. Look up what they have for you right now. Always great deals. Please tell them the Kimber said howdy. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Hey, sandwich lovers. Today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub-Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food, and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex Service Center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
This is The Kimmer Show. Back on the air every afternoon until 6 p.m. And be here for more conservative talk tomorrow morning on your ride to work with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3.
I get bored. Yeah, boy. There you go. Come on in, shake a howdy. Yeah, get up and go, little darling. Why do I do? Every time I've ever seen a documentary on country music, there was one on the History Channel or public broadcasting some time ago, and everybody who was there testifying about from the beginning of country music and everything else, almost unanimously to a person said, the greatest country music voice of any man of all time was George Jones. They would call him the greatest country voice. And I was on this day, 2013. George Jones had a string of #1 songs in the 50s and to the 90s. He died at age 81 in this day in 2013. Nicknamed Possum, his signature song was He Stopped Loving Her Today. Boy, that's a heartbreaker. That is a heartbreaking song. You want to have a little, oh man, he stopped, oh lordy, about love and death. He was married to Tammy Wynette between 1969 and 75. They had songs together. Of course, there was a series about George and Tammy. It was just a heartbreaking life this guy had. He was a drinker but hell of a talent. And Tammy was, what a story on her too.
Nobody could ride a riding lawnmower drunk as well as
George Jones. Yeah, but he lived to be 81. I can't believe. I know. I can't believe.
How does liver last that long?
I really. They all thought he was going to be dead at 40. I mean, this guy was he was in terrible shape for years and years and years. Anyway, 322. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Here's our birthday list today. Includes, we just talked about this young lady. I think it was yesterday, the day before. Jessica Lynch. 41 years old, the POW, the first female POW ever rescued, if I'm not mistaken. It was in Iraq 2003. She's now a 5th grade school teacher. She was pretty messed up, too, with those explosions and stuff, and when they caught her in an ambush in Iraq, suffered some horrible injuries, legs and shoulders and stuff. Kind of a double whammy in history here on this day. I can't believe it's almost 40 years. The reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl plant in Ukraine. A meltdown sent radioactive death into the atmosphere, considered the largest nuclear accident in history. And apparently at the instant, 31 Soviets were killed. The land where Chernobyl sits, Pripyat, Ukraine, is now completely useless. You can't do anything with it for good reason. By the way, that series, the Chernobyl series, was really well done. I couldn't take my eye. Yeah, that was very, very well done.
Jared Harris is a hell of an actor.
Yeah. Do we know who? Was that a PBS thing or
no, HBO.
Was it HBO? Yeah. 323, our 3 o'clock hour. Sponsors are, by the way, our good friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. If you need financing to grow your business, then visit FirstLibertyGA.com. Yes, sir?
We got breaking news here. Hollywood actress Emma Stone now wants to be known by her real name.
Yes, and I read this story, and I thought, good for her, and I totally agree, and I love the name that she's going to that she wants to go by, which is actually her name.
Emma Mellencamp, yeah.
No, I don't think she wants to go by that. She wants to be known as Emily. And the reason she didn't go by Emily was because there was an Emily Stone when she signed up to be her acting thing.
They're both great names. I like Emma better, but they're both very good
not
names.
Me. I like Emily. Emily. I love the old, Sarah and Emily and,
Melanie's a good name, too.
Melanie, yeah. By the way, we have a prize to give away today. You guys any idea how you want to do it? We have our signed copy of Clay Travis's book, American Playbook. Along with that, a coffee mug from Extra 106.3. The coffee mug signed by Clay Travis, Flounder, Pete, and the Kimmer. How do you want to give it away? What do you want to do?
Also, Clay Travis's autograph is on that coffee mug.
I said signed by Clay Travis.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you say Clay. My apologies.
No, that's okay.
I'll shut up now.
No. I
Show
want to make
started
sure
at 3.
No, like the man's too busy. We need a stewardess in there. I mean, he's got like 9 things he's doing at the same time. It's incredible.
You know, if they'd asked nicely, I would have brought in some of my books to sign and give.
Well, you should do that. I'll give them away here right now. Well, no, then people start coming down here. We don't want
not that. Next week when you're in, Pete, bring like 5 or 10 in and autograph them, and we can do them for giveaways.
Well, I don't want lines to be forming outside.
Yeah, that's
I don't want
true.
a crowd.
The chicks alone would be, shaking off the hotties. So it'd not be right. Anyway, 404-741-1230, and at some point today we'll give that prize away. And I hope we have some fun with that. $325. Okay, Flounder, let's hear some more President Stupid Face. This is incredible. He's on with Howard Stern, and you heard him a minute ago. I mean, can you believe the spirit when he's asked about having a debate with Donald Trump after all the talk about debates and not just that, and he does that thing sounded like he's freaking sleeping. Now, are these sound bites are they separate or are they all linked together?
No, they're all separate.
They're all separate. Okay. Among other things, again, this is President Crime Family bragging about his life as a younger man up until today. Let's play. You just start right down there. Cut number 1, Flounder, if you would. With Howard.
I got put in that 10 most eligible bachelor's list.
Because you were a United States Senator, you were a catch.
And so, and a lot of lovely women, but women would send very salacious pictures, and I'd just give them to the Secret Service. I thought somebody would think I was, and I just gave up.
What the hell was that? Because when he was a senator, and then they would send him pictures. I mean, my God. And he can't even finish the sentence in the middle of a sentence because he gets distracted, I guess. Oh, but he's not only a ladies' man, he's also a damn hero. Flounder, cut number 2, if you would there, sir, for sir.
I learned a lot, and I made a lot of friends.
Did you ever save anyone's life when you were a lifeguard? Was anyone ever drowning?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, well, half a dozen times. Usually younger kids, but...
you do the thing with the whistle and then jump in the bathing suit? And
you got it.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a big pool. There were 7 lifeguards there.
Wow. See, that would define my... I would brag about that everywhere I went.
Well, by the way, I did it up in Lake Ontario, too, when I was in law school. But look, one of the things that...
well, you saved a dude's life when you were up in law school?
Why don't you just hung his leg?
Put your tongue in his mouth.
I mean, people just need help sometimes. I mean, it's not like it's so heroic.
Holy criminy.
He's literally rubbing his leg.
Yeah.
Just like a dog.
You know, what happened to Howard Stern? I remember he stayed in his house for like a year and a half he literally never left his house. With COVID.
There's a word for that.
Home.
There's a word, but as we discovered, we can't say that.
No, we can't say it at all. Good Lord. Well, anyway, we'll play more. We have more. We'll play some more of those later. I mean, but again, this freaking story. And then he was.
The sad thing is Howard Stern he was funny and had his day, but he always went for like a teenage high school sense of humor type thing. He was lowbrow.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to. Now he thinks he's Don Imus interviewing people with a brain, and he can't do it.
Well, he thinks he's Mike Douglas or somebody from a kind of the standard talk show interview, like Johnny Carson or something.
Imus could do it. He could talk to anybody, but Stern can't talk to people like
do it. What happened? I don't get it. And then President White Trash was talking with he was at Michael Douglas's house in Westchester, New York, for the big fundraiser, and he's talking. He was talking about the failures of his opponent, and he says, "Well, we'll certainly never forget the dark days of June 6th. Yes, and then he said, January 6th. That was not June 6th, January 6th. That was it. Of course, it wasn't the invasion of Normandy, which he was talking about with Donald Trump. He went on to slam. Here's how clever he is now. They have somebody writing up his teleprompter for him. He went on to say about Donald Trump's presidency, "We'll never forget lying about COVID and telling the American people to inject bleach in their arms. He injected it in his hair. Ho, hey." Okay, I mean, not bad for him, but still, like he wrote it. And
he's trying to do anything possible to sound young and adapt with that younger audience. It's not working.
Yeah. And the other thing, notice his only attacks are against Donald Trump. He can't attack what Trump did to the economy. He can't attack what Trump did to world peace. He can't attack Trump on anything other than, his hair and stuff and just mean tweets, stuff like that. But his only campaign is to attack Donald Trump. He have nothing positive to run on other than positively trying to stop Donald Trump. That's it. That's it. And frankly, we saw a thing with the guys before us talking about New York State. They had one of their top talk show hosts in New York City is saying he thinks Trump's going to win New York State.
No.
Which hadn't been happening since Rockefeller. I mean, we're going back 50 years.
Well, no, apparently Reagan won New York City.
I don't know if he won the state, but that probably is true. But again,
did Mondale only win like Massachusetts and Minnesota?
Yeah. But we're talking about, but he thinks Trump's going to win New York.
Huh.
The talk shows thinks that Donald Trump has a real good shot because they were only like 4 points apart in the latest poll, Seneca poll.
State or city?
State. New York State.
Yeah, upstate's kind of conservative.
Yeah. But I mean, that would be, hey, we'll see.
Not to mention all the unions.
Well, that's the other thing. In fact, Flounder,
we were talking about it yesterday. The audio we were playing yesterday of that guy is a union leader.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how everyone on their unions are going to be voting Trump.
Yeah. They have to announce their support for President Crime Family, but they know they're going to vote for Trump.
Well, you got a problem with that?
Come over here.
3:30, Kim Pete Flounder. Let it rip Friday.
Hey, Rocco Moose.
I hope the judge find his wallet. I love it. 3:31. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
We have to recognize, folks, that this country we've known all of our lives is not necessarily going to last all of our children's lives or our grandchildren. It's in trouble. It's on the ropes. Biden's, Trump's. Go to jail if you misgender somebody. Come on. We have to recognize the threat, the possibility that it could all be gone next week and start working to preserve it. So far, we're not doing very well.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Springtime is here. Looking for a fun weekend with family, friends, and the kids? The Mitsubishi Electric Classic, presented by Venture, Georgia's only PGA Tour Champions event, returns to Metro Atlanta April 26th to the 28th. Pick your favorite hole to watch along the ropes or find public seating throughout the course. Children 15 and under receive complimentary tickets with purchase by an adult. Join the excitement at TPC Sugarloaf in Duluth, Georgia from April 26th to the 28th. Tickets available at MitsubishiElectricClassic.com/tickets.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about him. Your heart races sometimes, and you just want to be with him every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru. From Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the 2024 Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
Hey
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly Magazine, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Northwest Pediatric Care.
Hi, I am Dr. Figaro. Northwest Pediatric Care is a primary care medical home for infants, children, and young adults. We see patients from birth to age 21. We are located in Lake Point Professional Center, and our practice consists of 2 board-certified providers, myself and pediatric nurse practitioner Cora Crumby. We are excited to bring our brand and exceptional medical care to Ackworth and the surrounding community.
I am nurse practitioner Cora. We are vaccine friendly and welcome the opportunity to discuss vaccine choices with our parents. We are open Monday through Friday and some Saturdays. You can look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and our website at nwpediatriccare.com.
Thanks so much. As a mother of 3, I'm thrilled to help spread the word of Northwest Pediatric Care. Friends, make an appointment today and tell them Our Town sent you.
Keep up with all of our shows and the latest headlines by following XTRA 106.3 on Instagram, X, Facebook, Truth Social, and all your social media platforms. Plus exclusive giveaways and more. So follow now at XTRA 106.3.
Try to make me go to rehab. I say no.
Oh, Amy. It was on this day in 2008, Amy Winehouse spent the night in custody after being arrested on suspicion of assault. The cops said that Amy Winehouse had been in no fit state to be questioned when she showed up at the London police station, and she was kept in the cell. At the time, 2008, Amy Winehouse was 24, being questioned about an incident that occurred 3 days earlier after a 38-year-old man claimed that she had beat the crap out of him, and she shows up at the police station to be interviewed about it, and she's drunk. So they put her in a cell until she sobers up or drugs up or whatever the hell it was. Was she drugs or booze? I think it was drugs, wasn't it?
Both.
Yeah, both. Anyway, that'll pretty much do it. 336, Cameron Pete on her birthday list includes Channing Tatum. 44 today. Magic Mike, 21 Jump Street. Oh, all right. I'm going to read Flounder's Guy. Flounder's History Guy. I have my own History Guy. Flounder. I do 2 History Guys. Flounder has a History Guy. Here's what he says. Channing Tatum, 44. Magic Mike, 21 Jump Street, The Hateful Eight, and My Nightly Fantasies. Oh my! This is a married guy. Didn't you tell me that, Flounder? This is a happily married guy?
Who's
this? He's the guy talking about Channing Tatum, and it says, and My Nightly Fantasy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Is it the guy like
your history guy?
It's a website. He's not my friend. I mean, it's a site I get the information from.
But I think you told me once because I said this guy is obviously gay or it's a girl or something. You said, "Oh, I thought you once told me that you knew who it was." Oh, okay, never mind.
More than likely, it's British.
Possibly British. Yeah.
Well, who are you saying is happily married?
I'm sorry. What now?
You said one of them was happily married. You said this guy's a happily married guy.
Oh, I thought that's what Flounder told me. I thought Flounder told me that the guy who does this website was a happily married man, but occasionally he does these weird stuff like that. I was mistaken clearly, and ladies and gentlemen, I would like to apologize. Clearly, I'm not in a good streak. I like to announce my retirement now. I really can't do this anymore. It's not really, the kind of thing. What a week. Wait, I'm going to tell part of my story, and I know you don't like it, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen in a minute. All right, first. I get
the bell ready.
No. This day in history. Speaking of happily married, 1986. Arnold Schwarzenegger married the former dead President JFK's niece, Maria Shriver, the TV host. In 1986, they tied the knot. They hired a wonderful nanny and lived happily ever after. Well, until he knocked her up there, 25 years later, they broke because he was banging the nanny. So it's not that good. 338 on the Kimber Pete and Flounder. Oh, by the way, when President Stupidface, again, we're going to play that again several times later today, when he was talking with Howard Stern about being happy to debate Donald Trump. It was distressing. It's like he's not alive. Anyway, Donald Trump, by the way, reacted immediately when Biden said, "Oh yeah, anytime. We'll set it up. We'll do it anytime." So Trump says, "Let's go. Here we go." Crooked Joe announced he's willing to debate. Everybody knows he doesn't really mean it, but in case he does, I say anywhere, anytime, any place. Used by firefighters. Fighters, by the way. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night at my rally in Michigan. A state is in the process of destroying with his EV mandate. If he's in New York City today, although probably doesn't know it, and so am I, stuck in one of the many court cases he instigated as part of his witch hunt. It's great stuff. But I'm telling you, there is no way that he is going to debate Donald Trump.
No, he'll say it, but he won't do it.
They'll never do it. They're going to say, well, you know, Trump is not worthy to be on the same stage with a sitting president of the United States with his lies and his meanness. And they'll say, so you know what he stands for, and we're not going to give him the bully pulpit to spread his vicious lies. Oh, God. Oh, I hate these people. I just, you know, and you know, it's not, none of this is real. They can't really believe that this is the best man for the job. And it's been the best man for the job. And that what's happened to this country, look at what's happened to this country. I did a joke last night. I stopped at the Shell station up here past on Terrell Mill Road, or Powers Ferry in Terrell Mill, and at $5 a gallon. And I said, boy, with this economy, I can live very comfortably for the rest of my life. If I die June 9th, I mean, geez.
Who are you telling this Sterling comedy to?
I put it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Last night I taped
just talking
it.
to people, random people.
No,
at the gas station.
well, you probably weren't listening either. When I announced it last night at the Shell station, I put a face. Is probably thinking there. Yeah, this has been a great. Okay, I'm going to tell a quick Jennifer story. And by the way, the Trump trial is still. They went back and this guy Pecker apparently he screwed himself, and so did the prosecution. As I understand it, the prosecution can only try to nail Donald Trump by saying that the reason he had the girl paid money was so that he would not get in trouble in order to help his election. So they tried to make it a federal case about election interference, not a business practice. The original law concerned business practices of bookkeeping. That lapsed. That went away. What do you call it? We waited too long to get it. And so now they passed a state law to make it a felony for bookkeeping stuff if it affects an election. So the prosecutor's whole point is in this trial to say the reason we're going to this and it's a felony is because he paid her off so that it would not affect his election negatively. The problem is, on the stand, the Playboy girl, by the way, is a freaking knockout. She testifies. I understand it. Everybody's testifying. Well, no, Trump didn't want to pay that money. He wasn't. He never pays because he knows the story's going to come out anyway. So Trump had nothing to do with it. He said, let the story out. I don't care one way or the other. Clearly, his lawyer paid the girl for the publication deal, but Trump had nothing to do with it. Trump didn't say, make sure you pay this so it doesn't make me look bad in the election. I mean, there goes her whole case. She said herself, no, Trump didn't want anything to do with it. Excuse me? Anyway, I mean, that's sure what it seems like. Okay, 341. I've got to get this off my chest. I'm going to go nuts. Okay, I'm just going to go nuts. Okay, you remember the other day, I was telling you about how I got a phone call, or I got a notice in the mail about how I had a late bill. I think it was for AT&T Mobile. Okay, and so I called the people, and they said you have a late bill. So I gave them my credit card over the phone, and they said okay. And I said you didn't get my check. I mail them 10 days in advance. My bills I mail 10 days in advance. Okay, at least 10 days in advance. At the post office, or hand it to the postman when I'm leaving my place. If he's there, I hand it to him. Or I go to the post office inside and put it in the thing. Okay, 10 days. All right. So they didn't get the check, and I called to make sure that they hadn't got it in the meantime, that they had sent me the bill, and they said, no, we haven't got it. I said, okay, so I paid it over the phone. A little while, my next bill from AT&T Mobile was like for $7. Because they did get the check and eventually got it and credited it to my account. I said, okay, today, I opened the mail from last night today. I got a double bill unpayment notice for my car note. So now my note, and it didn't say, we're in trouble or anything like that, but it said, we didn't receive your April payment, and so your May payment is now double. And I went, oh my God. So I called them and I said, I gave them the check number, and I wrote it 10 days before it was due. They haven't gotten it. They still haven't gotten it even after they sent out the notice for the double bill. Were you raising your hand in there?
Yeah, you see the ongoing problem you're having is you're trusting the mail.
Okay, but let me finish up this one thing.
Can't do the mail.
I know. Okay, well, that's why I'm going to try to make a point at this. Okay, so I called the girl. So this time I said, I don't want to put all, because that's a lot of money, 2 months of my car note, and I didn't want to put it on my credit card. So now this time, oh, by the way, it was a nightmare trying to get a human being. They want you to go AI. It says, if you'd like to continue this on your phone with an AI helper, dial 1. And but no, person, human, customer service. And I'm screaming and yelling, I'm hitting buttons. Eventually, the first guy I talked to, and he started talking so fast I couldn't understand him. I said, sir, I can't understand a word you're saying. He hung up on me. So I had to call back again. ran to the bank. I called back this morning. I spent an hour and a half doing this stuff and an hour on my ear things. Anyway, so I called back and I finally got somebody, and she said I gave her my routing number and my checking number, so I take it right directly out of my checking account. Okay, now I'm going to, and the lady said, no, we didn't get your check. And I said, it's been 2 weeks. And she said, well, let me check this out. My daughter Jennifer also has still not received the card and the check thing is for a special birthday present that I mailed 14 days ago. She has not received it, and she said, I don't know what's going on. I got my new mailman back. Anybody who works here says it's a nightmare. The guy works 60 hours a week. This is in Denver. I just checked. Listen to this. I just checked. I have one card today from Peggy, and that's it. It'll come through. Don't worry. Then she says this morning, sorry to be bearer of bad news. I have looked. I have 2 pieces of mail, and neither one is from you. I did get Peggy's card from Pennsylvania, and when I texted her to say thank you, she was like, I can't believe you just got it. I mailed it 2 weeks ago. And I told her about you, and she said, but she was floored because this is going on. 2 weeks to go. I mean, holy criminy.
Everything's falling apart.
But again, I don't. Thank God they're not. They didn't charge me $200 or cancel my creditors. Thank God. And I told her, I said, I hope you don't think it's just me. I know. I mean, but again, okay, what? Go ahead.
Pay your bills on your phone or your laptop, and you do it in 5 minutes, and it's over with.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm holding up a sign. I'm holding up a sign on YouTube.
No one can read it.
And the sign says, react to mail and me. 1, mock me, I should know it. 2, we do everything automatically. 3, you can do it in 15 seconds. 4, how many times have we told you?
Well, I mean, your ongoing problems are the same thing.
I know, but that's... Okay,
you got to adapt, man.
Well,
that's
got to adapt. Point. That's the point. They're doing this on purpose, and it's not fair, and I don't have to do anything.
Tough.
It's just,
that's life.
That's right.
I mean, you got to adapt sometimes.
I know. Well,
sink or swim.
Okay, but again, it's not fair that all of a sudden the younger generation is now mocking and attacking my generation because we refused, and you're saying, oh, you people are da-da-da-da-da. They're slicing the generations against each other because every time this thing happens, it's the exact same reaction I get.
It's not.
We've known most of our life that a lot of times the post office becomes very inefficient. There's just times where it is. Right now, the Palmetto Atlanta offices are chaos. If you mail anything and it goes through there, it's screwed. Yeah. So you got to quit using the mail.
I know.
It's just the way it is.
But again,
it's only going to get worse.
I know. But again, I'm telling you.
There's no conspiracy. It's just falling apart.
Well, anyway, and again, it's a thing, and I hate it, because I hate feeling stupid. I hate feeling like I'm not included. I hate feeling like I'm set aside, and I hate feeling like I'm being picked on because I don't want to do everything on my freaking computer. And so I'm now an idiot and an a-hole, and everybody thinks I'm a jerk and an idiot. But thanks to the freaking, because I don't want to be dragged into doing things I shouldn't have to do.
Only 48% think you're a jerk.
Oh, well, thank God. I thought it was at least 50-50. 347, Kimmer Pete and Flounder, Let It Rip Friday.
It's trending up, though.
Oh, good. Oh, that's a good sign.
If you love news and talk, you have to connect with the biggest personalities in the South at thepodcastpark.com. It's more original Atlanta content from Atlanta's hometown talk crew. From legal news to sports and politics, and even archives of interviews from years past. Find the podcast that you love and subscribe everywhere you get podcasts.
Baseball season is back. If too much celebrating leaves you in trouble after the game, it's important to know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds. We handle bonds from the stadium to the city, and in most cases, we can have you or your loved one out in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of the annual Duck Pluck event, supporting Special Olympics Georgia athletes, and we need your help. Adopt a cute rubber duck today for just $10, and all proceeds will help provide everything from meals to housing for our Georgia athletes at the state games. So adopt your duck today at duckrace.com/Atlanta.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I saw a statistic recently that jumped out at me. In 2017, home equity grew by a staggering $908 billion in America. That represents a 12% increase year over year. For most Americans, home equity is the biggest chunk of their personal wealth. At realestateagentsitrust.com, we see adult children who seek our help and sell their parents' homes. Often, the home is in a distant city and the condition of the home can be poor. And of course, our agents at realestateagentsitrust.com go above and beyond to help those families sell these homes. And that's a great feeling for everybody involved, including us. But it makes me wonder if there might be a better way. Have you considered looking at the equity you have in your home? It might be smart to sell now and downsize and have that equity to enjoy your golden years. If so, I urge you to go to realestateagentsitrust.com and let one of our agents see what might be possible by leveraging the equity in your home. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
Election coverage is more than polls and numbers. It's about what matters in your life and your community. And Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station cares about your community, your voice, and most importantly, your vote. So keep it all here for the latest and download the XTRA 106.3 app and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Here a few years ago. She's interested.
Yeah. You remember anything like a highlight? I remember you talking about this before in a podcast. So I'm making a little highlight.
Yeah, she was in a hallway getting a cigarette where she wasn't supposed to. And I said, let me ask you a question. She goes, sure, go ahead, kid. Kid. I was like, 48 or something. And she goes, what do you want? And I said, every time they play that song, White Rabbit, everywhere because of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and Johnny Depp and the movie and everything. Do you get angry that they're using it for anything? She goes, no, I get like $1,000 every time somebody plays that song.
I love it. Well, anyway, good for her. 353. To the phones. We have a couple of phone calls for the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder Fish Sticks. Welcome aboard. Happy Let Rip Friday, Fish Sticks. What's going on?
All right, Kimmer, I called to give you a little bit of insight into what's going on with that Postal Service.
Yeah, what's the deal, man? It sucks.
Okay, have you ever looked at the postmark where they cancel the stamps on what you get in the mail?
Not for a long time, I remember.
Okay, it says 302, which that's the south side of Atlanta, down past Clayton County. Palmetto is where they're canceling that mail. Now, when you put something in the post office, inside the post office, they're collecting it, let's say Alpharetta, and they're driving it all the way down to Palmetto, 302. They're making a lot of these. I got smart. I gave the Postal Service 31 years after 10 years military.
Cool.
Now, the first 15 years I touched the mail. The next 8 years, I learned how to work on the machines that sorted your mail. Okay?
Yeah.
And then after that, I decided to take care of the building that held the machines that sorted your mail. Well, I used to work up in Gwinnett County at a place called North Metro in Duluth. When they canceled mail, it had a 301 cancellation on it. Well, the great minds of the Postal Service, and by the way, they are way too top-heavy.
Yeah.
But the great minds of the Postal Service said, let's all take all of these things and let's do all of this mail sorting down in Palmetto. Well, they made folks leave out of Gwinnett County and either drive all the way down to Palmetto or move, pick up their families and go to where this is. So there's a lot of pissed off people working down there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen the news where all these trucks are backed up going in and out of this place.
It's a scandal. It's an absolute scandal. And I don't know whether they're doing it on purpose to get ready for the political mail-in ballot deal coming up this fall, too. It's all a setup, I think. I don't know.
To me, it's just idiocy.
Incompetence.
Trying to consolidate all of that stuff down there on the south side.
Yeah. Fish Sticks, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And Semper Fi to you, and thanks for serving your country and your community, too, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You should have asked him how he got that name, Fish Sticks.
Well, I probably should have. Call back and we'll find out how he got the name. We got Tom still on the phone? Let's do Tom, and then we got a little something here. Hey, Tom, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? Thanks for calling.
Hey, great. You are a great American. Hey, yeah, I've got a little story for the mail here, or about the mail for you, too. I bought a postal money order it was on April 1st, actually, and sent it to Missouri, and the letter did not leave the Rome post office for 3 days. I sent it priority mail. Did not leave the post office for 3 days, and now they can't find it. And they will not reissue the money order because they say it's still in transit. So
oh Lord, I have been
3 weeks.
I have been the biggest fan of Postal Service forever. 50 cents to get a letter across the country in 3 or 4 days. Historically, I thought it was what a service. I mean, seriously. But man, This is nonsense. This stuff. Tom, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. 356 Letter Rip Friday. Anything goes here with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got Holy Crap at Sports coming up, and the Falcons. But first, a little something from Flounder's Funnies for Nucky's Hoagies.
I love Starbucks. I go there all the time. Some people don't like it. It's very corporate, I know, but I love it. You know why? Because they have great chocolate chip cookies. That's my favorite part. Thank you, sir. I eat one every day. But you feel like a child when you order chocolate chip cookies. You're an adult, but you feel silly. So I always say it's for my son. And then I forget that I said that, and I eat it right in front of them 2 minutes later. I have to be like, he's in the car. He's been acting up, so... Teaching him a lesson, that son of a bitch. I was there the other day, they forgot to get my cookie, and so I was just waiting for a while. I didn't know what to say. But then the lady who took my order, she recognized me waiting there, so she yelled out, "Did Joe get his cookie yet?" You really feel like a complete juvenile in that situation, because I had to answer, "No, I did not get my cookie." And my shoe came untied while I was waiting for it. Some people will say this: I am OCD. You ever meet those people? Like, I gotta go wash my hands. I'm OCD. That triggers my OCD. Because I'm like, you're not saying it properly. I guess it sounds normal, because you hear it, so it sounds normal. But watch me replace it with something else. I gotta go wash my hands. I'm genital herpes. See how that... Like, I'm sorry, you have genital... No, I am genital herpes. It's who I am. Call me Jen, for sure. Let's be serious.
Oh, my God.
That's that Joe List guy again. He's funny. I'll have to get some more stuff at him.
He is a very funny individual. Lordy. 3:58. Pete, in the last minute before the top of the hour, let's do a little more Falcons talk. Again, the Falcons stayed at pick number 8 last night for the NFL draft. Pete's got his Falcons helmet right there. And they didn't go down or up, and instead of getting a defensive player or somebody to help on like a cornerback or an edge rusher or something, or maybe a great, guard or tackle to protect our new elderly and somewhat not really feeble, but has had injuries in the past. Instead, they got another quarterback. A good one, I guess, a good one if he stays healthy. But we saw the story on him is injuries, isn't it?
If you want good, honest reaction, just down the hall, Gillette, Brian Finneran from 6'8" Defend on Twitter last night just went off on what was going on there. He did not hold back. So if you want to go back and check him out on Twitter, it was hysterical. The Falcons didn't move down. They hardly ever do. There's so many defensive players they could have gotten. They could have moved down and still gotten the boy from Alabama because the Denver picked him up at, well, not Denver. No, they got Bo Nix. But he was still down there for, I think, Minnesota later on. So.
And for that matter,
not happy either.
Yeah, and some of these receivers. Cincinnati apparently their quarterback's going nuts about how they got the fastest receiver ever at the combine of 4.240, 4.2.
We needed either a pass rusher, an edge rusher, or a receiver.
I think it was Kansas City. Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes was all into that. Yeah, we needed that. We needed an edge rusher or a receiver for Cousins to help our new another one.
Yeah, that's right.
And what did they do? They go out and got his successor.
Yeah.
And
well, we'll see.
It only works if Cousins gets hurt.
Yeah.
Then it's a good draft pick.
They did the right move. Anyway, Holy Crap at Sports a little later this afternoon, and a lot more from Pete Davis. Kimmer and Flounder with you too. Let Her Rip Friday. Anything goes. And we're giving away our little prize packet here in the 4 o'clock hour next on 106.3. Hope you're having a great day.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Reversal in Washington. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A proposed ban on menthol cigarettes on hold again. Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra says more time is needed and that there are more conversations to have.
The rule was championed by anti-smoking advocates but posed potential backlash from black voters. According to the FDA, about 11% of adults smoke, evenly divided between white and black Americans. But about 80% of black smokers smoke menthol, which the FDA says masks the harshness of smoking and makes it harder to quit.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Other cigarette flavors have been banned in the U.S. since 2009. The NAACP has urged states to ban menthol cigarettes, calling it a public health and racial justice issue. A bank manager takes the stand at former President Trump's hush money trial in New York. He'll be the third witness following a former Trump Organization assistant who had less than an hour of questions. Earlier, former tabloid publisher David Pecker finished 4 days of testimony about payments to kill potentially damaging stories during the 2016 campaign. The former president denies falsifying business records in what prosecutors say was an election-related conspiracy. Multiple college campuses on edge as more than a week of pro-Palestinian protests continue. Fox's Griff Jenkins at George Washington University.
The encampment that was supposed to be cleared out by 7 o'clock last night, the students defied it, and now they remain here with no plans, we are learning from the authorities, to move them. But there are a handful of Jewish students here that feel threatened by the rhetoric they hear from the crowd, the river to the sea chant. It's unclear exactly what's going to happen with this crowd. The street here near the university has been shut down by the police standing by.
At Emory in Atlanta, most classes held remotely today after 28 arrests yesterday. The Dow up 153 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Yes, we do. 403, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and a special guest weekly. A day late is always better than not a day at all. Coming up in a minute, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. This is Nirvana. 1990, Nirvana appeared at the Pyramid Club in New York City. The band's label, Sub Pop, filmed the show, and the performance of In Bloom was later used as a, where's my froggy? There it is. As a promo clip, Nirvana 1990. Okay, a quick birthday list note here. Well, let's see. Remember the song Dreamweaver? Gary Wright sang that. He's 81 years old today. Dreamweaver. Okay. And a quick history note here. Let's see. 2006, Snoop Dogg's entourage started a brawl in London's Heathrow Airport in 2006 after they were denied entry into the British Airways first class lounge. So they started beating everybody up, and Snoop Dogg was banned for life from British Airways. By Jove, it's a bloody mess. We lost Pete. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Start over and cue him. What do we got?
Best raspberry cheesecake ever on a British Airways flight.
Really? I don't think I've ever had raspberry cheesecake, and probably never will. 4 o'clock hour sponsored by Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimmer safes. You need a safe, you may not know it. Keep your stuff in there for crying out loud, unlike I did when I lost my medical records. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and their website is atlantasafehouse.com. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's Neil Bortz, 405, Let It Rip Friday. Neil, great to have you aboard wherever you are. Always a pleasure. How's it going, and what's up?
Well, I'd rather have a sharp stick poked in my eye right now.
Oh, wow!
Not than talk to you, but the way this week is going.
But you and me both, my friend. But boy, they're going to be yelling at us. These two old farts have had a rotten, miserable week. But you start. I'm going to stop talking. What happened to you?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I thought maybe you wanted to talk about it since you brought it up and everything. Well, let's be happy. What do you want to talk about?
I had a little sign in the back of my car.
Yeah.
On the window.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it says, I'm going 10 miles an hour. You don't need to be tailgating me. I'm going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. And by the way, those stupid lights on the roof of your car look ridiculous.
And how's that working out for you?
It didn't work out well at all. I didn't have the same luck as that guy in Alabama.
Which guy was that again?
Well, an old guy, and the cops pulled him over.
Yeah.
Walked up to the window, said, "You have any ID?" And the old guy said, "About what?" They let him go.
They let him go, sure. It's all the famous one where, why you were speeding? So, yeah, my wife ran off with a cop, and I thought maybe you were driving up to bring her back.
I like that one, too. Or the time the guy is arguing with the cop, and the cop looks over at his wife in the right seat and says, "What did he just say?" And she said, "Look, I know not to argue with him when he's drunk."
When he's on crack,
Yeah. So, Kimmer, I personally want to go grab some of these millennial dickheads.
Oh, I know.
On the Emory campus and elsewhere. And I want to throttle them. Look, I know, and I'm the one that's preaching this all the time about the science of neurology that tells us it's without a doubt that part of the human brain in which rational thought resides and rational thinking abilities does not fully develop until you're 25 years old. Well, you and I have talked about this. I mean, why the hell won't rental car companies rent to somebody under the age of 20? Because They don't think they're bright enough or have the thought processes necessary to drive a car.
Yeah. Too risky.
They get out on a college campus and wear these stupid damn Palestinian rags on their heads, and they're demanding that the world listen to them. Like everybody but us has got this wrong. We know what's going on. Listen to us. We have all the answers. And these little idiots, these useful idiots, have never even paid rent in their entire lives. They're living off mommy and daddy's money. They've never read a lease.
Have a budget.
They've never really had to fill out a job application, but they have all the answers about the Middle East. I mean, they were questioning a couple of these little hot bodies, these girls.
Yeah.
Mostly
women out there, by the way, and a majority of females are behind all of this showing up.
And the reporter says, well, what exactly did Israel do? And the girl says, I don't know. And she looks at her friend and says, what did Israel do? Yeah. And the other girl says, well, I'm not really sure, but we're here protesting. And then one of them said, you know what? Maybe we need to be better educated. Well, that's a first damn smart thing.
Yeah, we need to learn a little something about the issue. I mean, my God.
Why do we pay attention to these idiots?
Well, again, it's a social media movement. They're swept up in this business, and I don't understand why they possibly think that Hamas. Now there are even divisions. There are LGBTQ for Hamas, and lesbians for Hamas. I mean, oh my God, what are they thinking? They don't. They would not. Yeah, you fly over there and see how they welcome you to the fold.
Yeah, they kill you. They'll throw you off the top of a building. And I know. Did I tell you the Gulf of Tonkin story during the protest on the Vietnam War? I told you that, didn't I?
Review it again. The little people may not have heard that 3 minutes.
Well, they were occupying. They were on Capitol Hill, occupying Senate offices, going to Senate offices to demand that the Gulf of Tonkin resolution be withdrawn. And so one senator said, well, now, what exactly is the Gulf of Tonkin resolution? And this ditch said, oh, I don't know. It's something about Gulf oil.
Gulf oil, yeah. It was a theoretical attack on American ships in the Gulf of Tonkin off the coast of Vietnam and Thailand and everything that led to America saying, well, we really need to do something about this business, and that's what got us into the war, theoretically. And they're now saying it was all fake or it wasn't as legit as it should have been. Yes, sir.
Yeah. If Hamas and Hezbollah and the rest of these dirtbags organizations ever got real control over there, who would be the first people they got rid of? The idiots on these college campuses. Yeah. There'd be the first ones to go.
Yeah. The other thing, we made a point of this yesterday, and I keep coming back to it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're doing great. Hell, you're not anywhere near as high decibel as I've been with my wife this week either. But here's what's killing me: those college students, as active as they are, they're organized. They're showing up by the tens of thousands. They're shutting down things. They have programs. They have demands and everything else. They never listed anything like that for decades concerning saving people in Palestine or favoring Hamas until the issue became they could hate the Jews. In other words, over the years when Muslims were fighting Muslims and Arabs and Muslims were fighting and different divisions of the Houthis and the Thuthis or whatever the hell they are, were all killing Muslims, gassing them with poison gas and stuff. None of these college students gave a damn until it became an issue involving Jews fighting back. Never said a word, and once the Jews got involved, that was it.
If history is full of people hating Jews, then they must have it right, and we need to get on this bandwagon.
Yeah.
But these kids, they want to count for something. They want to do something meaningful.
They're victims. They feel like they're victims, and they want to stand up for. I don't know, but it makes them feel better or something.
They're not going to go out there and work for Habitat for Humanity. They're not. Yeah. They're not going to do anything that can truly help their communities. They want something that's going to be flashy, that's going to get on the news. Look, Mommy, I'm on the news, and I'm wearing one of these what do they call those?
Kafafa
rags
or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm wearing one of those, and they have no idea that if they were on the other side of this, they were over there in the Middle East and carrying on like this, they'd be killed.
Yeah, thrown off a building for fun.
Yeah.
Time after time. Tie their hands behind their back and throw them off a building, and then bring them back up and throw them off again.
Yeah, especially if they're vegetarians.
Well, there you are.
Some people hate that word, but I think it's so descriptive.
I remember you bringing that up 40 years ago, I'll bet you.
You are what you eat, and that's exactly what these demonstrators are.
I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. I mean, they're misguided. And well, anyway, and here we go. I mean, there's more and more and more. George Soros. We have a story in the news today. George Soros is paying those student radicals with his Students for Justice in Palestine, and his the other one is. Rockefeller Brothers, that's not Students for Justice in Palestine, and the group called U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights. He gives these people $3,000 to $4,000 for showing up to spend 8 hours work a week organizing campaigns led by Palestinian organizations. They are trained to rise up and to revolution. He also gave $350,000 from the Rockefeller Brothers for the fund to help these students in their protesting organized by branches of the George Soros-funded Students for Justice in Palestine.
Well, you know that George Soros really deep down harbors an intense hatred for the United States and is dedicated to the destruction of this company. And by the way, who do we have to blame for George? Alvin Bragg? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Alvin?
the DA.
George Soros.
Yeah, that's right.
George Soros put him there. And how did he get elected? I'm going to get Trump. I'm no fan of Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. I'm less of a fan of Joe Biden. But we had a little Joe Biden incident down here.
Oh, really? What happened?
Yeah. Well, some guy from New York, God, has his little summer vacation home on one of the Florida Keys. You go down this big gravel road and you get to his hovel. Anyway, his home. And so he's walking out of a supermarket and he sees a car there with a bumper sticker that says, "Let's go, Brandon." Well, I have a different approach to this.
Okay.
I was riding my bicycle through a parking lot down here in Naples, and I saw a Democrat bumper sticker. And so I wheeled around. I came back. The guy was getting out of his car. Said, "Sir, I'm sorry. I hate to bother you like this, but you need to know that somebody is trying to make you look like a complete idiot by putting a Democrat bumper sticker on your car." And of course he started yelling at me immediately, but I was pedaling like a madman getting out of there. But this guy, he decides, and I truly did that, and I loved it, and my wife got mad at me. But this guy decided to key the car because it had a "Let's Go Brandon" bumper sticker on it.
Oh, boy. Well, that's a problem there.
Well, he got caught on camera.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. So that night, the sheriff's, late that afternoon, the sheriff's department, and it's all on body cam videos, they show up and they arrest him. Well, why are you arresting me?
Vandalism?
Because of what you did to this guy's car. And his wife is out there, and she's really ticked off at him for being such a jerk. She must not be from New York. I mean, but anyway, well, how soon can I get out? Well, that'll be up to the judge. You won't be able to see him till 11 o'clock tomorrow. Well, why can't I just post about? And the cop says, "Look, sir, you're charged with a felony."
Felony?
What? Yeah, his jaw dropped down to his navel. Felony. You did. It's going to cost over $6,000 to repaint that car. You did over $6,000 in damage. This is a felony. It is punishable by years in jail. And all of a sudden, this New Yorker realized what a numbnuts he really is.
Wow.
And I love it.
Yeah. Oh, mercy. Oh, that's not good.
Well, you have Florida experience.
Oh, I do.
You know, we love the snowbirds to come down here and
the
spend
frog
their money.
heads, yeah.
Well, the frogs are on the East Coast. But anyway, we love that, but good Lord, do we love it? It's like the swallows coming back to Capistrano. Do we love to see the car carriers coming back to Naples in the spring so these people can load up their yellow New York license plates and get the hell out of here?
Yeah, I always used to get a kick out of it was like a line of white Lincoln Continental Town cars coming down from New York on I-75 south, because all the folks would get the big car to go southward, put all their stuff in the back in the trunk and everything, and last the winter time down in Florida with it.
and as soon as they get the car off that car carrier, they get on a multi-lane highway. It's into the left lane, and that's where they park.
Yeah, well, nothing changes. That's for sure. Oh, well. By the way, I don't know if you heard about this, the encampment of the Columbia University now. And by the way, there's something in my history lesson that will come up later. Once again, on this day in history, Columbia University back in the 60s and 70s, it was almost every day, it seemed, and now they're in it again. The Columbia student group called Gaza Solidarity Encampment has now decided to, this is at Washington, University of Washington announced that the Gaza Solidarity Movement encampment, we're going to cancel it for now because there were too many white people. They forgot to add a coalition of groups of people that they wanted to appeal to, like Muslim, Palestinians, Arab students, and everybody showed up was all white. Says, no, we can't do this.
Yeah, we need more DEI in protests.
Yeah, I mean, my God, wait. I mean, they aren't organizing really like they used to. Although they're trying, they're sure trying. But what a bunch of nonsense.
Well, I mean, if I was in a hiring position, and I'm not, but. Well, I mean, I could be for if I was looking for a financial advisor, somebody to tweak my document. If they went to Columbia, forget it. If they went to Harvard, forget it. I want nothing to do with you unless you can show me in the last 6 months that you've publicly renounced this. Douche nozzle education.
I wonder whether there's going to be, in fact, whether this may lead to an actual backlash after all these days, and again with the administration trying to forgive all the loans for taking gender studies and all this kind of stuff. I wonder finally whether parents who have 10, 12, 14, 15-year-old kids are saying to themselves, all right, now wait a minute, I don't really want to have this as an experience when my kid goes to college for $80,000.
Kimmer, it's happening.
Yeah, I think it is.
What is my computer yapping about here? Shut the hell up, computer.
Time to board the plane.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're at the airport?
No. But I'm very much afraid that if I try to silence this POS, that it's going to cut me off the air.
I don't care, but it's just a girl's voice in the background.
Oh, you don't care?
I don't care.
Is that how?
No, it's fine. There's no such thing as anything.
You are of me today?
No, not at all. I'm telling you, nothing bothers me. I don't give. It's live radio. If you started farting or burped or something, I say, boy, there you go. I don't care. If it's live radio, it's actually happening and it's real. It's not.
If I do that, it's going to be to the tune of Under the Double Eagle. I'm one of the few people that can pass gas that melodically.
Well, my mother used to be able to burp Mary Had a Little Lamb, so I don't know.
You know who can really burp? I mean, it sounds like tearing canvas. I hate to say it, but it's my dear daughter.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness. She can clear out a restaurant.
Got a set of adenoids on her, does she?
Oh, gosh. I mean, She can shut down a pacemaker across the restaurant.
Well, I better not be in the room then because I'm wearing one.
You have a pacemaker?
Oh, it's a CD. It's an ICD. It's a device that I'm implanted in my chest over my heart. And if I get if my heart arrhythmia gets, I don't have it, but if it ever happens like that, it'll shock me. And in fact, when I asked the doctor when he put it in, it's a surgery years ago. It lasts for like 15 years or something. And I said, well, how do you know whether it goes off? And he says, oh, normally they just wake up on the floor. So I said, okay. And it actually does. It keeps track of every heartbeat for 24 hours a day, every second for 20. And when I get it checked once a year, and they put a thing over my neck, and they can test it, and they show every single heartbeat and whether I had like a 3-second thing that happened, which is very common. It shows me, oh yeah, 4 weeks ago you had one, and then 3 months ago you had like a 4-second thing, and I'm going, oh my God, every heartbeat.
Did you get that implant before or after you got that other implant downstairs?
Well, the second one would have made the first one. If I had the first one, it wouldn't have made any difference. So, and at this stage, it wouldn't have made a difference to get one tomorrow. So,
You know what? Do you use a CPAP?
No, I should, because I have to sleep on my side. If I sleep on my back, I'm going to wake up choking like I'm drowning.
Well,
so I know I have that. I know I have what you have.
I had a CPAP. I had a sleep test.
Yeah.
Probably 20 years ago, okay?
Yeah.
And, I've been asthmatic all my life. So the sleep doctor said, you know what? You stop breathing over 100 times an hour.
An hour?
An hour. 141, I remember the number. I stopped breathing, and he said, you have to wear a CPAP or you'll die.
Yeah, you'll die.
And he said, right now that idea sounds horrific to you, but if I came to you the next day and tried to take it away from you, you'd fight me to keep me.
I believe it.
Well, so I wear it. It bothers me none. I sleep like a baby. And then these TV commercials come out, and this really gets on my nerves.
Oh, is this the one about where you have it like a button or something? You don't have to do anything anymore or something like that?
Yeah. And I think that TV commercial is killing people. And let me tell you why I say that. Because they depict people using a CPAP mask. They make them look like an octopus has attached itself to their face.
Jet fighter pilot or something.
I know. Yeah. And it makes it look miserable. It's a complete fabrication on what these people are doing. And I got inspired. You know what? Do you know that takes surgery? They implant something in your chest for that?
I did not know.
And then you have this little remote, and how long would it take you to lose that remote?
Yeah. Yeah. And then what? Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
And then what? And so I think that these Inspire commercials are actually costing people lives. Look, people, if you need a sleep study, if you need a CPAP, get one. It's going to save your life, and it is not a torture device.
Again, I can't sleep on my back. Would love to sleep on my back and with my left arm over my forehead. That's why when I get to bed, that's the first thing I do. And then I remember, oh no, you can't. You got to sleep on your side, which is fine because I'm comfortable with it. But again, I can't sleep on my back because I'll choke to death.
I am definitely a side sleeper.
Yeah.
But the bedroom's got to be cold.
I used to like a cold bedroom, but I get up so many times during the night, I freeze by the time I get back to bed, so I can't do that anymore. I wear socks and sweatpants to bed, for God's sakes.
What, do you get up in the wee hours of the morning?
3 or 4. I'm up at least at 2, and then 4, and then I get out of bed finally around 5:30.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, no, it's true. Time to make the donuts. 2:15 is probably the latest I've ever been able to not.
I keep the bedroom at night down at 68 degrees.
That's cold. That's chilly. Not for me.
I love it.
Well, you may. And then
if
you stay under the covers, you do. Yeah, but not if you're getting up 3 times a night, you wouldn't.
Well, then wear a diaper.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Oops, I crapped my pants.
Or a catheter. Just hang a bag on your nightstand.
Easy solutions both there, Neil. Thank you so much.
Well, really, every guy ought to know, it's a survival skill. Every guy ought to know how to insert a catheter.
Well, no, I didn't. No, the last time I know, believe me, yeah. And nobody, inserting it is one thing, pulling it out is even worse.
When I had my hip surgery, hip replacement, the next morning, these lovely ladies came in to remove my catheter. And I said, "Why is it going to take you 2?" And she said, "Watch." And so one of them was pulling it out while the other one was standing behind her, wrapping it up.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Quite long.
Oh, brutal. Yeah. Oh, well, no, I don't know. Let's see. What else is going on?
The space guys wear them.
Oh, yeah, they have to. Absolutely. I mean, it's, I had to have one when I've had surgery and stuff. So it's, but again, it's just, I even hate the word catheter.
Well, I tell you, it all depends on who the doctor has come in and pull it out.
Well, even so, I don't care if it's,
You okay?
I'm fine now.
By the way, that's a good line for somebody. If
What's that?
I pulled into a parking lot, and the people next to me they pulled in right on the line, and they made it impossible. And this guy said, "You got a problem?" And I turned around and looked at him and said, "Sir, are you okay?" and he looked at me and said, "Yeah." I said, "Good." And I turned around and walked on into the restaurant. And I told Don, it works. If somebody's mouthing off at you, just look at them and say, "Are you okay?"
That kind of freaks them out, that's for sure.
It does. It does. It disarms them. Donna's taking me to an early dinner now, and I'm going to drink.
Outstanding. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy the meal, and a hug from all of us to your sweet bride, and we'll talk to you again next week, and have a great weekend, Neil. Be careful out there in that big 7-bedroom house on freaking wheels, too, okay?
Yeah, right. I'll try to be on time next Thursday.
No, anytime you get here is fine. Honestly, I don't care one way. Anytime you get here is fine. You tell us when you want, and you're on. That's a
okay, don't get any on you.
All right, look out, man. Neil Bort's right here. Thanks, Neil. 429, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let her rip Friday. Look out.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
So, Robert, I want to thank you for your time. I just don't think you're the right person for this position.
I don't understand. Was it something I said?
Well, we did a background check on you and found some things of concern.
If you're in charge of hiring for your company, you know how helpful a background screening can be. That's why companies that use Horizon background screening make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com. horizonscreening.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Honda Power Equipment. It's time to cut the grass. Yay! Which may mean that it's time to upgrade your mower. Look no further than Howard Brothers and Honda Power Equipment. Honda mowers are easy to start and reliable. You want a mower that makes the job less of a chore and more of a pleasure, and Honda has you covered. Genuine Honda mowers are known for their reliable engines and outstanding performance. Howard Brothers has everything from the premium Honda residential mowers to the Honda commercial walk-behind mowers. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Honda and Howard Brothers.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind its progress and innovation. From the buzzing coffee shops that wake us up each morning, the restaurants that feed us, the gyms where we work out, to the bustling warehouses crafting our tomorrow, and the people that make it all happen. Georgia Power is the lifeblood of our state's success story. Together, we're shining a spotlight on the businesses that will keep our communities thriving. Sports venues like Georgia Tech's Bobby Dodd Stadium and Lake Point Sports are being upgraded to better serve the huge demand for sports in the state. And all those upgrades need power. And let's not forget the industries who've moved here and are shaping our future. From cutting-edge tech startups to innovative manufacturers, Georgia Power is fueling their growth every step of the way. So let's celebrate the unsung heroes of our economy, the local businesses powered by Georgia Power. Tune in all year long to discover the stories behind the energy powering the future of Georgia.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop right Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
4:33, Donald Trump's live after his court shined up today. Here we go.
I just want to say that I've invited Biden to debate. He can do it anytime he wants, including tonight. I'm ready. Here we are. I invited him to the courthouse that he has us tied up in his administration. This is all being done through Washington. It's all a well-coordinated attack on a political opponent. But I'm here. I'm ready, willing, and able. And if he wants, I'll do it on Monday night, Tuesday night, or Wednesday night. We'll be in Michigan, a state that he's destroyed because of the auto industry. We're not going to have any jobs left in Michigan. No auto jobs left in Michigan. They're all going over to China and other places with this ridiculous EV mandate, electric vehicle mandate. But we're willing to do it Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, or Friday night on national television. We're ready. Just tell me where. We'll do it in the White House. That would be very comfortable, actually. But you tell me where. But we're ready. He's obviously not showing up now. We heard nothing. But he said today that, I'd love to debate, but he won't debate. I don't think he'll debate. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. I'm not sure he has a choice. But that's the story. So here we are. We're ready, willing, and able. And we don't see him, and I don't think he'll be here. But maybe next week he'll do it. I doubt it, but maybe next week. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I know you have to suffer through this like everybody else. Nothing has come. This is a case that should have never been brought. Every legal scholar, every legal expert, Andy McCarthy, Jonathan, Andy, every single one, Jonathan Turley came out with a scathing report in this trial today. Andy McCarthy, scathing report. Mark Levin, can't believe this is happening in our country. There's no case here. There's no case whatsoever. It's a disgrace. We have a conflicted judge, and it shouldn't be happening. Not in this country. Thank you very much.
And Donald Trump live after leaving the court. And again, the prosecution, like idiots, put on a witness. They obviously didn't know she was going to say, well, no, Trump didn't have anything to do with it. And Michael Cohen apparently is going to be testifying that the money he got was not for a political election campaign. It was for something else entirely, which destroys the case. Well, we'll see. Anyway, and the business about the debate, it's absolutely hard to believe. In fact, I flat screwed you up. Let's play the very first one again. I'm sorry, cut 5, actually. President Stupid Face was on with Howard Stern on the radio, and we've been talking about the issue of whether there's going to be a debate. Trump's been calling for it for months and months, and the issue's been a big hot one. Listen to how sleepily and is uninterested and trying to kind of downplay everything the entire topic got with Howard Stern bringing up the issue of a debate.
I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him.
I don't know, somewhere I'll be having Good Lord. Instead of saying, I'll cream him, I'll murder the bastard. I'll cream the bastard. I mean, I can't believe it, but this is the president. Well, let's have some fun playing some more. He was on with Howard Stern. Earlier, we told you how he claimed to be such a ladies' man that he got a bunch of nude pictures in the mail or hot pictures from chicks, and he would just give them to the Secret Service. Unfortunately, he was talking about the time when he was a United States Senator. He didn't have Secret Service protection. That's a lie. So the whole story's a lie. Not only either he didn't get any pictures, or it was when he was president and Secret Service, or he just made the whole thing up. I mean, here, another story. He did not have Secret Service protection when he was a senator, which is when he was talking about. Also, he talked about how he saved out at least a half a dozen people when he was a lifeguard. You know, kids and stuff, saved at least a half a dozen. Let's play cut number 3, Flounder, where he's talking about the fact that he thinks he actually is a black man and part of a black
I looked at my mom, I said, honey, you haven't said anything. She said, Joey, remember? True story. She said, remember when they were desegregating Linfield, the neighborhood with 70 homes built at one suburbia? And I told you, and there was a black family moving in, and there was people who were down there protesting. I told you not to go down there, and you went down. Remember that? And you got arrested by standing on the porch with a black family. Right. And they brought you back, the police. And I said, yeah, Mom, I remember that.
Got arrested standing on a porch with a black family, did he?
The same guy who said as a senator that desegregating schools would turn white high schools into a jungle.
A jungle, yeah. That's right. He also made a crack about if you go into a 7-Eleven, you better be able to speak Hindu or Indian or something. Remember, everybody's wearing one of those funny hats. Remember, he's been he's mocking the workers at 7-Elevens. I mean, literally mocking their entire. Oh my God! Well, let's have one more little piece of fun here, Flounders. 4:38. Get Pete and Flounder. Let it rip Friday. Oh, did you know that that President Mushbrain is also a super football star? Number 4.
But for example, I remember starting off playing Catholic League football, CAA football.
By the way, I don't think a lot of people know that you were a star receiver in high school. Receiver. You were like the first string guy. You were the guy who caught the ball.
Runner-up in state scoring,
Wow.
But I was a runt.
Runner-up in state scoring. Oh, my God.
Got someone you knows there, Howard.
But so listening to the interview, does that sound like the leader of the free world? I mean, seriously. We'll debate. I'll be happy to, debate sometime. Oh, my God.
It sounds like the monster in Young Frankenstein that could only, make guttural noises for the first half of the film.
That's unbelievable. This is the same guy who, by the way, was at a fundraiser at Michael Douglas's house in Westchester, New York, for trillions of dollars. And he also was complaining about the dark days of Donald Trump's presidency, the dark days of, how could we ever forget the dark days of June 6th? Yes, January 6th. Yeah, that's it. Not June 6th, January 6th. That's it. You got him kind of mixed up there, D-Day and the so-called insurrection, where there should have been thousands of bodies in the street if it had been an insurrection.
One had guns, the other didn't.
And there's the same guy also, by the way, who they announced today he's now backtracked on this whole menthol cigarette thing. You'll recall that he's been trying to ban. He thought this would be good for the black people, the people of color or the colored people, because the black guys smoke menthol cigarettes, those who smoke. And so he said, well, we're going to get rid of these menthol cigarettes because it masks the danger and it's unhealthy for them. So we want to save the black people so that they can vote for me by not allowing them to smoke menthol cigarettes. Well, the uproar and backlash was so severe that they today announced, okay, sorry, you can go ahead and smoke your stupid menthol cigarette. You can smoke your Salem or your Cool. And
cool. Here's what the Republicans need to do, though. They need to go to these black communities and say, okay, they rescinded it right now, but if you reelect him, he's going to take it away in the first month.
Yeah. Not only that, who rescinded the proposal, according to the administration, was the director of the cabinet secretary named Becerra, who is the same guy that President Stupidface introduced as Baccaria. I'd like to know my health and human services. Yes, Secretary Baccaria. No, that's not. It's Becerra. Yeah, remember, you swear to God, he actually called him Baccaria. In public, at a podium.
Need to spray Lysol because that'll get rid of that bacteria.
Oh, my God. And by the way, that's true about that. I mean, I know it's a cliche, but I guarantee you it's true. I remember in the Marines, man, and with seed rations and boot camp and Camp Lejeune and infantry training and stuff, they give you seed rations, and the seed rations, the old seed ration, not the K rations, seed rations, the old World War II, Korea War seed ration stuff. And in every seed ration box was a 4-pack of cigarettes with four cigarettes in it. A little teeny pack of cigarettes, and they had Luckies and Marlboros, and they had all kinds, but they also had Cool and Salem. Although I don't think they had Salem. I think they only had Cool. I don't think Salem had come out yet in the 60s when I was there. Anyway, but they had Cool cigarettes. And I would always get with the brothers, and again, they'd all be, if I ever got Cool in my seed rations, I'd always trade to the brothers because that's all they wanted. And that was true then, and apparently it's still true now.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know. And again, I it's a racial thing. I'm not sure if it's racist, but it's certainly racial. But I don't know why. I mean, it's not. It's not a negative thing. It's just kind of an interesting fact of some kind. But it's not a negative.
Menthol cigarettes and chubby white girls.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And now, in fact, hold on a second. Look, check out this. Here's another thing. Speaking of potentially racial or racist business practices, Harris Teeter. Used to be one in Brookhaven, where the former thing there, Harris Teeter. And now in Washington, D.C., they're making policy changes to deter shoplifters. You have to show a receipt before you leave Harris Teeter in Washington, D.C., because there's so much crime. No bags into the store, no oversized backpacks, no duffels or anything like that if you walk into Harris Teeter. And when you walk out, you better show your receipt. CVS Pharmacy is doing the same thing after so many thefts. They're closing their doors. Giant announced in the same place, locations around D.C. It says we are not selling certain brands of items at several locations because we've lost $500,000 to thieves. Certain items like Jerry Curl this is a racial. They're locking up. Cool. They're not selling. Cool cigarettes. I mean, this is the thing. And by the way, speaking of business practice, that's it at Harris Teeter. Have you heard about Target? There now is a self-checkout rule that if people who go to Target are a little upset about. They are now closing self-checkout lanes earlier in the evening and opening them later in the day. One guy says we have the right to do anything we want with self-checkouts, and the problem is, they say, it takes a long time to kind of close them in the evening, so we like to get a head start, and it takes time to open them, so we open later. Baloney. The people are stealing. The express self-checkout is now like a 10-limit item. The limit made the store lines faster. Target stores are making severe measures because of the high crime rates, age restrictions requiring customers in December under 18 to be accompanied by an adult. Retailers making changes in self-checkout. Walmart's taking them out entirely from more stores today. Dollar General says it's pulling all the self-checkout stands entirely from 300 stores because people keep cheating. So, duh. But again, I've never used them. I did, if a guy was standing there and helped me, I'd do it. But otherwise,
I love them. I absolutely
Everybody does, I guess, but not me. I don't like them. Because they never work. When I go through, I'm telling you, there's something that doesn't beep or something. Every single time.
It breaks. But up here in the country, the problem is you get in a little line, one or two people in front of you.
Yeah.
And the customer knows the person checking out, and they're talking about Sunday at church and blah, blah, and like, my ice cream's melting over here.
Yeah, it's a nice thing, but it sort of is. It's a nice problem to have. It's a nice neighborhood problem to have. We'll talk more about the Falcons here in a second. A whole bunch of them with Pete. Holy Crap at Sports after 5, and even the New York Times is blasting President Stupid Face for not talking to the media. We got all kinds of stuff coming up, including the Beast Train, and go look at Google the lion versus the tree image and do the story on whether you see a lion or a tree. Just Google that, and we're going to talk about that later on, too, because I think they're nuts. I think they got it half backwards. It's 4:45 already. Kara Pete Flounder, Letter It Friday. How's it going? What's up?
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, XTRA 106.3.
You know, I'm not all bombast about politicians and liberals and dumbass college students. Every once in a while, I have a nice piece of advice for everybody. And right now, you dog owners, are you upset if your dog drinks out of the toilet? Don't be. Your dog has it right. You, in all likelihood, have it wrong. The discussion of dogs drinking out of toilets came up on my show many years ago. Somebody at the radio station thought it was clever to put a baby Ruth in the ice machine. Oh, my God! And I said, you know, that's really okay. The ice in that ice machine is already dirty enough. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. We got a testing company, a laboratory, to send us some sterile containers. I took one of those containers to the ice machine in the break room, filled it with ice. I assigned to Belinda the job of go scooping toilet water into the other container. We sealed them, we labeled them, we sent them off for testing. Took about a week. They came back. And do you want to know what the results were? The level of bacteria in the melted ice from the ice machine was 3 times higher than the level of bacteria in the toilet water. Now, I will admit we flushed the toilet before we secured that sample, but 3 times more bacteria in the ice. Your dog got it right. All you have to do to protect their health is flush, darn it. More advice from Mr. Science here, coming up in future commentaries. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
Introducing Sonder Health Plans, your trusted local partner for Medicare Advantage in Georgia. Only in Georgia. With Sonder, you'll get comprehensive coverage that's tailored to your needs. They offer $0 primary care visits, $0 premiums, and access to a wide network of Georgia healthcare providers. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com now to learn more about their valued-based care that won't break the bank. Or call 888-428-4440. Sonder Health Plans, your doctors, your neighbors, your friends.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
How you doing? 449. Kimmer, Pete, and Philander. And the Jagman, the Mixter. 1988, Jagger appeared in White Plains, New York in a federal copyright case. Yeah. Just another night at the bottom of it in court. It was a copyright infringement case brought by a reggae singer named Patrick Alley, who claimed Mick Jagger's solo track, Just Another Night, was a plagiarism of his own song of the same name. Alley was claiming $7 million in profits that he lost. During the case, a guy named Sly Dunbar played drums to the court to show how the beats were different in each song, and Mick sang and played demos of his song to show the court the development of the track. At the end of the week-long trial, Mick Jagger won. So a little music here for Just Another Night. There you go.
Not his best effort.
No, well, still, it sounds like him. So if you like Stones and Mick Jagger.
That's not Stones, that's him.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I know. Birthday.
You listen to Keith Richards stuff, solo stuff, it's not the same either.
Yeah.
You need the both of them.
Yeah. I know that's true. Our birthday list includes a former First Lady, Melania Trump, 54 years old today. And Donald was quite upset that he was spending the day in court instead of doing things to help her on her birthday. But, of course, he's got the rest of the evening. I wonder how that's going. She must go nuts with these trials about having affairs on the side, and he denied it. Just God, wow. I don't know how you deal with it. I couldn't deal with that. If that were my wife who was accused of all those things and publicly in public, how the hell do you ever get over that kind of stuff? It's an international thing anyway. It's a mess. It's freaking politics, man. It's a mess. 451. Our birthday list includes. Did I give a birthday? Yes, I did. Our history list includes 1607. Captain John Smith landed at Cape Henry, Virginia, to establish the first permanent English settlement in America. In 1607, and then he fell for the Indian princess Pocahontas. And
boy, did they pick the wrong place to set up a camp. That's all I'm saying. After being there a month ago, it's like, what the hell did they stop here for?
You went there on your trip and settlement in America, the Cape Henry, Virginia.
It's a friggin' swamp.
Well, they didn't know much back then. It really wasn't the same. It's a good thing. Now, 452. By the way, very quickly, if you have a chance, again, don't do it if you're driving in your car, but if you have a chance to Google an illusion called the tree or the lion or the tree is basically what it is. A woman, a TikTok creator, Mia Yieldin, of course, we're talking about TikTok, here we go, has 500,000 followers, and she has an interpretation of a personality test. The picture pops up, and you either see a tree or a lion. And it says what you see at first glance offers a sign about your character. And it says if you're doing this, if you see the tree, you can be quite cold when people first meet you, but after a while you become super fun and friendly. When it comes to your love life, if you see the tree, you don't like to chase and tend to wait for others to make the first move. But when you really like someone, you'll give them your all and fight for them regardless of what people might think. Because you're a very private person, if you see the tree, people are constantly curious about your life, which makes you all the more attractive and interesting. Now, if you saw the lion, you don't like to argue over small things and usually let other people have their way to avoid conflict. You're super dependable and have great relationships with the people around you. Tons of people want to be your friend, and you're also very resilient, never letting anything tear you down. You have a lot of goals for the future and like to spend your free time thinking about your ideal life. Because of how intelligent and hardworking you are, you know that your dreams will definitely come true. All in all, you're a very powerful person. Yeah, well, I saw the lion. I didn't see the tree at all. The lion, and half of the stuff is a bunch of crap.
Like having friends.
Yeah, having friends. You're resilient. Never let anything get to you. Yeah, no, nothing really bothers me that much now that I think about it. They call me old Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky. I don't know. What a bunch
Teflon.
of crap. I mean, my God. Flounder, have you looked at you must have looked at it. What'd you see? The tree, right? I mean, the lion, right?
I saw the lion.
I don't think anybody. I mean, you can see the tree if you look at it, then obviously you can see that it's also a tree. But the lion, I mean, if anybody saw, in fact, did we give away we didn't give away our prize.
We have not.
Well, we have a prize to give away, our signed copy of Clay Travis's book, American Playbook, and the coffee mug from 106.3, signed by Clay Travis, Flounder, Pete, and the Kimmer. We'll give that away. And in fact, if you saw the tree, I'd love to talk to you and ask whether the personality thing is correct. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. I think there's a bunch of
So are you giving away the coffee mug with that plug or what? Because people are probably going to start calling.
Well, give it to anybody you want. We got to give it away, and it's almost 5 o'clock, and, so we got stuff to do. And now, did you send me a message? I should have looked at it beforehand. Is this a new thing?
Yeah, John Lovitz is mad at the protest.
Lovitz, yeah, I saw him being interviewed. In fact, I almost didn't recognize him. He's put on a couple. Anyway, but he was saying, this is nonsense. He was, what?
You're supposed to be smart, is what he was saying to him. You're going to Ivy League schools. You're supposed to be smart.
Yeah. And again, this whole nonsense is just absolutely outrageous. They had to cancel the one at University of Washington because they had too many white people showing up to hate the Jews.
Did you just fat shame John Lovitz?
No. In fact, it's kind of a thing because on the morning show I heard the rhino was after me again. For God's sakes, they're talking. They're saying. In fact, the rhino was saying, "Oh, well, wouldn't you love it, Tug, if you go home because they want to fix me up with his mama?" And so, wouldn't it be happy you walk in the house and all of a sudden the Kimmer comes out of the bedroom with his shirt off and said, he didn't have his shirt on again, and then by God, while I'm at it, and he called me flabby. The rhino called me flabby.
I'm sorry. We need a hand wrestling contest. Arm wrestling contest. No, don't take your shirt off again. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, God, no. You've got an Enzy.
Flabby?
Put your shirt back.
Flabby?
Put your shirt back. Oh, my God. Put your shirt back.
Flabby?
I can see your underwear, too. What are those, Hanes?
Well,
Put your shirt on.
Flabby? Well, I got to put my shirt on. Well, don't look then. Do talk. I know. Do a little thing there.
Do a little thing. Do a dance for us. Do a jig. Dance for us, monkey boy. Dance. I wish I had a gun I could fire at your feet right now. This is the last time you will ever take your shirt off on this show. I'm telling you right now. I won't be able to eat. I have lasagna ready to cook, and I will put it away in the freezer.
Anyway, 457, the Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. And I'll bet somebody's going to win that prize. I think Flounder may be answering a phone call. We'll give away that prize back. Anyway, sorry, that's the last time that's going to happen. But when he called me flabby, I thought, oh, my God. All right, I want to see them with their shirts off Monday morning on YouTube.
Rhino. I want Rhino shirtless.
That's right. Yeah. Let's see this.
Mm-hmm.
You got me twice. You owe me. Anyway, there you are. Oh, mercy.
Didn't even need to exchange money.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to bring. We're going to play a little funny bit here in a second. Do we have time for a little funny comedy bit here, Flounder? Oh, I think he's on the phone. I think he's on the phone. Okay, don't worry about it. We'll do something here in a second. I noticed the other day. Oh, now I can't find it. There's a new. Oh, here it is. There's a new show coming up with that girl who was the handmaiden and also Elizabeth Moss. And she was in The Veil. It's a new show called The Veil, and she's a killer. She's an undercover, like a killer girl or something.
Isn't this kind of like you remember the Angelina Jolie film Salt a few years ago?
Yeah.
Isn't this what that is?
I think it might be. But she's an assassin with a silencer and everything. I mean, it's unbelievable. Elizabeth Moss.
Her.
I don't like her either. She was Zoe on, the West Wing and Mad Men. She was a secretary and stuff. But
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
And now Elizabeth Moss is doing. It's called The Veil, and it's on FX. I watched while I was watching the end of. I haven't even looked at the end of the show. I still have a little bit to go because I haven't had time. And today I spent all morning on my ear rockets and also an hour and a half on the phone on that stupid bill that never showed up. Freaking killing me, I tell you.
I tell you, that girl, that woman, I think her name is Anna Sawai. She has become an international sensation because of that.
Because of what?
Shogun.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. You're talking about the girl who I think.
Mariko.
Mariko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good for her. I'll bet I think she deserves it. She's definitely a wonderful actress, and I think it's been a great production. I've enjoyed. And I still have I think I have like 15 minutes to go till the end of it or something. I haven't got a chance to watch it. But anyway, that's a scoop. Okay. All right, we owe you an extra Flounders Funnies, which will be coming up shortly. Also, let's see if we need a synopsis of the Farmer Wants a Wife. I'd be happy to do that after. No, we don't probably need a synopsis. I know he's going to pick the wrong. They're all going to pick the wrong one. I picked them out, the ones I think should win, and I know they're going to be wrong. But I know what I would do, and I think they're making a mistake. Anyway, coming up, Flounders, Flowlies, and also, holy crap, at sports, man, the Falcons. Here we go.
Coming.
Yeah, stand by. Kipper, Pete, Flounder, look out.
W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Campus life disrupted. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. And commencements maybe too, as pro-Palestinian protesters pitch more tents at more colleges. And they remain at Columbia in New York City, where the first encampment began last week.
The administration has set deadlines as to when those tents have to be moved out. Those deadlines, though, just keep coming and keep going. The tents remain on the main quad here. There's a real question whether or not they're going to be able to hold their graduation or not.
Fox's Steve Harrigan. President Biden just a few miles away from Columbia's campus earlier today for an interview, telling Howard Stern he'd be happy to debate former President Trump, who says he's ready, willing, and able.
We're willing to do it Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, or Friday night, tell me where.
Reacting a short time ago outside the New York courtroom where day 8 of his hush money trial just wrapped up. President Biden's approval rating sinking to a new low in a new Gallup poll, an average of less than 39% in his 13th quarter as president. Trump 2024 National Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt tells Fox Business.
Joe Biden has a massive base problem. Young people are a demographic that Democrats and Joe Biden have long relied on, and they no longer support his candidacy because his policies have ripped them off, and they're realizing it.
President Biden has pointed to recent improvement in some polls, but he trails the former president in 6 of 7 key swing states in results published earlier this week by Bloomberg News and Morning Consult. The NAACP president says his group is outraged by a Biden administration decision to delay a ban on menthol cigarettes, a ban facing potential backlash, political backlash from black smokers. The health secretary says they've had immense feedback, and it's clear there are more conversations to have on the issue before they make a final decision. America is listening to Fox News.
Hear that? The sound of your antique fountain pen gliding across linen paper as you journal in the park. And if you were here, you'd be inspired by the warm breeze. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the wind in your face on the road is all the inspiration you need. So if you ride, get a quote and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Now that's inspiring. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Let's get it together, ladies. Lift, shoulder, right up flank. Ready on your dog. Target. Help there. Stop down first. Slide to the rear. Help there. Road guards out. Help there. Stop your little. Oh, look out. It's Friday. Let her rip. Anything goes. And with the Kimmer and Pete Davis and Flounder. 503, almost 504. Here's number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Lots of newsy stuff coming up. Goofing around stuff. Flounder's funnies. We got Holy Crap in Sports. We'll talk for a second here about the Falcons. Again, just kind of tease what's coming up shortly. And some weird stories in the news, too, about a high school athletic director in Baltimore who used AI to get his principal fired in a personal spat, and it didn't quite work. Damn near worked for a while. Also, the substitute teacher in Las Vegas who saw a teenage student spilling a barrage of very nasty racial slurs, and so the substitute teacher, beat the crap out of the kid in school and has been arrested. We got all kinds of stuff like that too, and the latest on that, the Frico Secret Service officer who started fighting with her bosses inside was a woman. And wait to hear more about what she was doing and what she was throwing at the other Secret Service agents. Anyway, 404-741-1230. Flounder, do we have a winner of our prize package for today at all, by chance?
Yes, we did. It was Roswell Tim.
Roswell Tim, excellent, outstanding. Yeah.
Oh, they're good people.
Well, the Roswell Tims are probably the best there are, as far as I heard. Let's see, 505. We have a whole bunch of newsy stuff. First, quickly, again, I want to tease Pete Davis coming up shortly. Holy cow, Pete! I watched the Falcons. I watched the draft until the Falcons, and I thought, oh my! I even texted Pete and said, "Wow!" I mean, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And by the way, remember last week, and I'm not going to talk much about this because Pete's got his whole thing coming up in a few minutes. But remember last week, I was talking about the draft class. There's a famous documentary about the famous draft class of quarterbacks. It was 1983. Was the one I looked it up. I was referring to. It was John Elway, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, Todd Blackledge, Tony Eason, Ken O'Brien, and they were the most quarterbacks ever taken to that point in the first round, and there was a huge. I mean, if you ever get a chance to see that documentary, it's really interesting how they were talking about going back and forth and who was going to do what. It was really entertaining, even if you're not particularly a sports guy. But it was the '83 draft, and a couple of other things. Apparently, in the draft last night, it broke that record of those quarterbacks. Apparently, it was a record for quarterbacks taken. And do I understand correctly that it was perhaps the first time in the entire first round there was no defense, or the top 10 there was no defense? There was some record broken about for the first time ever in the first top 10 they were all offense. Or the first 20, whatever, or the first something. There was a record set, but they have never done that before. It was all offensive players.
And the Falcons
kept it going with number 8.
They changed everything. The Falcons changed the draft when they did what they did.
Well, anyway, I don't want to steal your stuff, but Pete's going to have a whole thing coming up here shortly. I will a couple quick things that I mentioned again, and I know it's me, and people are going to call me a racist and everything else. Marvin Harrison Jr. may be the best receiver in the draft. He's probably going to be a superstar if he can stay healthy. And he had cornrows that looked like some kind of a headdress. I mean, how the hell can you put a helmet on, and how much time does he have to spend on his hair? Oh my God, there must have been 15 7-foot-long roping hair things coming out of his head.
Yeah, but that's a personal thing. The thing that got me was almost all of them wearing sunglasses.
Yeah,
what
that too.
Hell?
Yeah, I know. And
Come
of course,
on, man.
they all have custom built costumes with this. I mean, they were beautiful costumes out of some swashbuckling pirate movie
the
or
best
something.
thing
Jesus.
is the women around them, the hangers on, the leeches and stuff, and they're dressed to the nines, and they're all watching the monitor to make sure they're in front of the camera.
That's
Even if it meant getting in front of the player, they had to make sure they were on camera, like they had been drafted.
I know. And the showbiz part of it, I was ticked off from the very beginning when they had that idiot commissioner doing a skit with, with some superstars, and they were all doing a thing like they're all doing, and I thought, oh my God. Anyway.
Rhino's on the line.
Rhino's on the line. Okay, Rhino, you're on deck, my friend, and the challenge glove has been tossed. 5:08 on this day with the Kemper Pete flounder and the Rhino, and the horns are blowing, and Monday morning, by God, YouTube Live, the Rhino's taking off his shirt.
Man, listen, first of all, okay, you're acting like Biden. You're not telling the whole truth. I didn't say you were flabby. I said you were old and wrinkly.
You said flabby. I heard the word myself, you lying bastard. I heard you say flabby.
I said old and wrinkly, and I said you were
well, that's fine then. If you only call me old and wrinkly, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I said you're going to come out of Tug's mom's room, and you're going to look like one of those baby pandas, just wearing some underwear and all pink and wrinkly.
Yeah, how's it going, Tug? Good to see you, buddy. Oh, mercy.
I hope you're only, and I said, I hope you're only wearing a holster at one point.
Yeah. Well, I got enough for everybody, that's for sure. All right, Monday morning, my friend. I want to see that shirt coming off on YouTube and put it on Facebook, too. All right, man.
Yeah, all right. And you can go to my OnlyFans, and you can watch whatever you want.
There you go. Now we're talking. The Rhino and those beautiful morning bastards on 106.3. 6 to 10, Monday through Friday. I'll be listening Monday like always. Have a great weekend, man. I'll talk to you later. The Rhino right here, 509. McKibber, Pete, and Flounder. Again, we'll talk more about Kirk Cousins, what his reaction was, and all the stuff that happened. And I don't know. I hate the showbiz part of it. I guess they have to do it, but it just I almost felt bad for there was so much showing off and so much. I don't know. I kind of felt bad that this is the life goal of at the end of a college career. The life goal is to get your custom-made costume and your special celebratory things to be flashing around on, hoping you can make a career as a football player. I don't
mind that.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I don't know. I'm just an old-fashioned goof, and of course I'm old and wrinkled, as we know. Oh God, Flounder, you're
25. You've grown up in a world of constant scandal, because of the internet and technology. Everything's out on the street now. There's a new scandal every 3 days. I like the sports ones. The last decade's been crazy for that, like Oscar Pistorius, Tiger Woods, Donald Sterling. The one that got me the most, though, was Lance Armstrong, Because here's the thing about Lance Armstrong. They've made some really good documentaries about him. There's one actually on Netflix called Stop at Nothing. So going into the movie, I kind of thought, we all thought about Lance Armstrong, which is maybe he's a piece of garbage. But now that I've seen the movie, it's way more complicated than that. Because look, he won the Tour de France 7 times on drugs every time. But because of that, he was able to raise $100 million for cancer research. So say what you want about the guy, but he figured out a way to do drugs for charity. That must have been hard to resist, too, because I know if someone came to me and was like, Neil, you can cure pediatric AIDS, but you're going to have to do a ton of cocaine. I'd be like, let's help some kids, huh?
That is Neil Brennan there.
Neil Brennan. He sounds like that other guy. He's a pretty funny guy. I shouldn't say that because I can't remember the guy's name I was comparing him to. He was in the news recently, but people don't like him anymore or something anyway. 511, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. An update on that Secret Service officer who went nuts the other day with Vice President Shiftless and Lazy, America's favorite side piece, Carmela. And the Secret Service agent turned out to be a girl. Her name is Michelle Herzeg. And the story was that this Secret Service agent showed up and started throwing people around, and she grabbed her her superior's phone. She had the late story is she had erratic behavior, assaulting a superior officer. Let's see. When she was a corporal in the Dallas Police Department, she filed a claim against the city, saying they treated her less favorably than men, kind of a gender biased business. When she showed up at the place the other morning. She deleted apps off a male agent's personal cell phone, became very irate, began mumbling to herself, hiding behind curtains, and this is a Secret Service agent girl, mumbling to herself, hiding behind curtains, and throwing menstrual pads and other items at another agent, telling her colleagues that they were going to burn in hell and needed to listen to God, ladies and gentlemen. One source says she snapped entirely. Throwing menstrual pads and saying you need to listen to God, you're going to burn in hell? Secret Service agent? How the hell did that clear through Secret Service agent investigation?
Everything's falling apart.
Good Lord. Okay, it was a girl. Gee, I wonder if there was maybe a different set of requirements being a female as opposed to a male, because you have to change the standards to get more chicks. Hell, we got that Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Bippity Boppity Boo, who doesn't even know what a woman is, and she got on the job because she's black and she's a girl. I think this is the same thing. If you're psycho but you're a chick, you too can be a Secret Service agent. Oh my God. 5:13, fun time coming up, man. The Falcons, and they pick a nut. Well, here we go. Give her feet and flower. Oh my God. Look out, it's a Kimber. We've got your afternoons covered, all right, and the Morning Extra's got your drive-in from 6 to 10 a.m., too.
What about, then, the politicization, however you say it? Politicization, if that's right. I don't even know
Close
if that's
enough.
Right. Close
You're
enough.
doing great, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah,
We're down to the last couple minutes. Yeah, it's good, because that just became a promo.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Spring is the perfect time to bring a group out to a game at Truist Park to enjoy great weather and Braves baseball. Come experience the brand new private Jim Beam Bourbon Decks located on the lower level down the left field line. The Jim Beam Bourbon Decks have a great view of the field while incorporating a private setting and bar access for your group to easily socialize while you cheer on the Braves. Visit Braves.com/hospitality to snag this amazing new space for your crew this season.
Ozzy's punished another one. Make it 2-0 Braves.
And come experience another brand new space in right field, the Blue Moon Beer Garden, offering the largest variety of Molson Coors beer options and unique food pairings. And there's a special ticket offer for any weekday game during the regular season. Tickets are only $30 and include a grandstand reserved game ticket and $15 added value to use toward food or beverage. A limited number of tickets are available for this special offer, so lock in your seats now at Braves.com/Blue Moon. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves Braves country. What is spacious? Has a versatile cabin, offers an intuitive voice assistant, and luxurious accommodations for up to 7? Meet the 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 4MATIC SUV. The advanced GLE SUV leaps further ahead with turbo hybrid power, fresh styling, and even more innovative technology. Experience the 2024 GLE 350 4MATIC SUV and lease one today for just $839 per month for 36 months with $63.53 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models. Visit today to see how to qualify. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through April 30th, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Honda Power Equipment. It's time to cut the grass. Yay! Which may mean that it's time to upgrade your mower. Look no further than Howard Brothers and Honda Power Equipment. Honda mowers are easy to start and reliable. You want a mower that makes the job less of a chore and more of a pleasure, and Honda has you covered. Genuine Honda mowers are known for their reliable engines and outstanding performance. Howard Brothers has everything from the premium Honda residential mowers to the Honda commercial walk-behind mowers. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Honda and Howard Brothers.
What are your plans for your business this year? Hey, it's Tug. Do you want to expand and grow? Are you exhausted by going to lenders, building a relationship, and a week later, you got a new person to deal with? You have to start all over again? You don't have that with First Liberty Building and Loan. The Frost family has been helping businesses grow since the 90s, and they want to know you. Unlike big banks, they want to partner with you. The Frost family knows the patterns. They know the ebbs and flows. They know business. Get to know them at firstlibertyga.com. Building a building, buying a franchise, expanding. Reach out to them. Spend 10 minutes with them. See if you're a fit for them and if they're a fit for you. You do that at firstlibertyga.com. And by the way, if you're a young banker and want to work with a team that is faith-friendly and has a culture of excellence, First Liberty might be a good match. Reach out to them today. First Liberty Building and Loan. firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com.
All right, I got 5:18. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by Lee Brandt Jewelers. Luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit leebrand.com. 5:19. Holy cow and holy crap at sports with Pete Davis.
As a friend of mine likes to say, what's the use of being the Atlanta Falcons if you can't act like the Atlanta Falcons? Yes, the Jerry's kids of the NFL did it again. If their goal was to be the number one story of the day on the NFL draft, they did it. And here's how it sounded on ESPN.
Here we go. With the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr.
Well, there it is.
Washington.
That is the first surprise of the NFL draft, to say the least.
All right, that really wasn't ESPN. That was the NFL Network. But what the hell? It's the
same. Jeez.
Yeah. With the number 8 pick in the entire draft, The Falcons filled a roster spot they had just paid another man $180 million American dollars to occupy. They picked his successor before the poor man had even taken one snap for the team. And as an added bonus, they managed to piss off that man, Kirk Cousins, by waiting to the last second before informing him that his replacement was now on the menu. Michael Penix Jr., now the quarterback in waiting. He was at Flowery Branch today, says he is the best quarterback in the draft. Well, he may be. Reports from Pete Thamel and Adam Schefter make you believe that Cousins and his people were lied to by the Falcons, like they had been led to believe immediate help was coming, like on defense or another receiver would be the first pick. The words to describe how Cousins and his people felt were stunned and consternation. If you look up the word consternation in your Funkin' Wagnalls, it's defined as feelings of anxiety or dismay, typically at something unexpected.
Well, unexpected, that's really...
Yeah. Dave Portnoy called the Falcons idiots. Now the Falcons have a quarterback that will hopefully not play for at least 2 years. Seriously. If Cousins gets hurt...
Yeah, we don't want him to play for a couple of years.
No.
Exactly. We don't want him to need to be playing. Right, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, by the time he plays, if it goes to 3 or 4 years, you're going to owe him another contract at some point after that.
He'll be too old.
If Cousins gets hurt, he'll be 36 this season with a surgically repaired leg. That's a good pick, having the backup. If Cousins stays healthy, it's the same old Falcons. Nice offense, no damn defense. And this all stems from the last few years of having 0 quarterbacks. So now they want to have 2 good quarterbacks, which is smart if you have that luxury, which they don't, since they, as always, need a pass rusher. And I don't know what the Falcons are most allergic to in this draft, pass rushers or Georgia players. One pundit said the team was scarred by the last 2 seasons at QB. Adam Schefter called the Falcons haunted by it. Interim GM Terry Fontenot made sure to say that Cousins is our quarterback while also calling Penix a winner. So let's set that winner on the bench for the next 2 to 3 years. Why not? ESPN Scott Van Pelt says, I don't get it. Analyst Louis Riddick said, I'm stunned. But at least the Falcons were being talked about on ESPN finally. Now, former player, now broadcaster Brian Baldinger likes the pick. He had Penix right behind Caleb Williams on his chart. In fact, Baldinger predicted the pick way back on April 11th, shirtless from his swimming pool. I'm not kidding. It's on Outkick.com. He made the pick right there in the swimming pool. So now he was shirtless for a reason.
Well, I did it in the studio.
Like somebody
At least he was swimming. I know. I should have had my trunks on or something, I guess.
Well, it was shrinkage.
Well, no, I was in the pool. I was in the pool.
The pool. So now the Falcons have set up their own Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers situation. Awkward. Their own Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation. Even more awkward. As for Penix, he's a good quarterback, strong arm like John Foy, accurate as Robin Hood, mature for his age, led college football over the past year with 4,000 passing yards. Says he's going to learn from watching Cousins. I'm sure Cousins is a nice guy and he'll help him out, unlike other quarterbacks in the past. A column on AtlantaFalcons.com says the team did not want a repeat of not having a successor for Matt Ryan, which is what we've seen the last 3 years, basically. So we asked local dogs what they think about Arthur Blank getting another left-handed mobile quarterback named Michael, and their reaction was, uh-oh. Yeah. Last time we had one of those, didn't work out so well for local canines.
Too well, no.
The reaction on Twitter by listeners. Tripp writes that, can Blank sell the team back to the Smith family? Bruce says, trade Arthur. Scott wrote, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory since 1965. I tweeted, don't blow it before the draft. So Paul tweeted, that's like saying don't breathe to these guys. Sean said, well, we saw what happened the last time someone said don't. Biden told the Iranians not to, then he told the Israelis, no one happened.
That'll work.
Todd says they blew it like the Hindenburg blimp. Well, technically it was a Zeppelin, but I get the point there. Tyler, mad that they once again passed on any Bulldogs like Brock Bowers or Ladd McConkey. I felt sorry for Brock going to the Raiders. I mean, it's just a black hole. Literally, it's a black hole. And the fans and on the field, that dysfunctional team out there. Tough break. Hopefully he'll be able to get out as a free agent in a few years and still have a career. By the way, UGA, the only school with a tight end selected in each of the last 6 NFL drafts. How about that?
Really?
As for the rest of the NFL draft day one, why the heck are so many players wearing sunglasses inside in Detroit at night? That's just a question being bandied about. Yeah. In this day of wokeness, it was interesting to see a Seahawks fan dressed up as a Chinese coolie. Did you see that?
I did not see that. Oh, my.
Yeah. He'll probably be strung up as soon as he returns to Seattle. The L.A. fan wearing the Rams head, something sure to give the kids nightmares. It was like Saturday night at a Tom Cruise house during a Stanley Kubrick movie. Bad mojo there. Yeah. The Packers have still not drafted a wide receiver, running back, or tight end in the first round since 2002.
A running back, a wide receiver, or what?
Or tight end. They don't help their quarterbacks out.
Those skill positions. My God.
That's right. They don't help their quarterbacks out. Laura Rutledge did her usual good job interviewing the family, and one such talk has gone viral. The mother of new Jaguars pick Brian Thomas Jr. was asked how far her family had come to reach the NFL draft in Detroit. We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Sandra deadpan.
Only one generation ago. Oh,
yeah, that's true. We were a horse and buggy. The SEC, of course, led the draft. 11 players chosen. Pac-12 had 8. The last year of the poor Pac-12. Yeah. Big Ten and ACC just 4 apiece. It just means more in the SEC. I'm sorry, guys. The NFL will now allow players the option, this came down about an hour ago, of wearing the Guardian cap during games this season. It's over the helmet. They're safe, but they make you look like the Elephant Man eating mushrooms. Have you seen these things?
A hat over the helmet?
It's this big, puffy, segmented mushroom.
What the hell would they do?
The
For what purpose?
Safety. Oh, they're scared. This CTE thing it's changing football.
And you said it was voluntary or
voluntary? Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
It'll be mandatory in 3-4 years.
Yeah, well, might as well change the game. You might as well just have flag football.
Well, they just had a former New York Giant kill himself at age 28. He just blew his head off.
Yeah.
So,
who knows? It's concussion stuff or something, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back to a team that has its act together. The Braves begin a 3-game home series against the Guardians tonight, a matchup of the 2 best teams in baseball right now. Chris Sale for Atlanta against Logan Allen for Cleveland in a battle of lefties. Ozzie Albies back at second base and batting second. The world is right again. And Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. Now, interesting story just come over a little while ago. That last October, his grandfather passed away, and his father, Lance d'Arnaud, said, if there's an afterlife, give us a sign. Well, guess whose birthday it was when Travis hit his 3 homers the other night?
No,
it was
kidding.
Grandpa's
birthday. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Cool.
Adam Duvall will be in left field tonight. Everybody else stays the same. Rangers pitcher Max Scherzer has a way to improve umpiring. Rank the good and bad ones on a scale. Relegate the bottom 10% to the minor leagues.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if implemented, Angel Hernandez will soon be umpiring your church league softball exhibitions.
And by the way, the famous Jack Welch of GE, who was my father was his mentor. Jack Welch's basic theory of management was every year you get rid of the bottom 10%. You rank your workers, and the bottom 10% gets fired. And you start climbing people up, and you keep improving that way to get rid of the people who aren't doing their job.
It's like soccer. Yeah. And yet another
I'm sorry. One more. Did you see the meme going around of the picture of it said Angel for Hernandez, and then it had 6 different phone notifications, missed call, 313, missed call, 314, like 6 missed call with his face on it.
Yet another example of grooming and indoctrination of the young. Michelle Oliva is a woman who was talked into transitioning into a boy, realized her mistake, and is now detransitioning back to a woman. She attended a pro women's hockey league game in Canada a couple nights ago, and before the game, a pledge was posted on the message board for everyone to recite out loud, including the audience full of young girls. It read, "Sport a rainbow pledge. By sporting a rainbow, I understand that all athletes, coaches, and competitors deserve to participate in sport free of judgment. I will help by speaking up against hateful speech and actions in my sport." In other words, not only will you accept bigger, stronger boys playing against you, but you won't dare speak out against it. In fact, you will bully anyone who even suggests the boys should not be playing against the girls. Athlete and activist Riley Gaines has called the pledge brainwashing equivalent to propaganda spread in Nazi Germany.
It's grooming. This was in Canada, is that what you said?
Canada, and they're warning you will not speak out.
We knew that was going to happen. Look what they've done in Canada the last couple of years. Yeah. The truck drivers protested, took away their credit cards, who left them on the road stranded, no gas.
Yeah.
Good
as long as Trudeau's there, it's a dictatorship. He can do whatever he wants. On this day, April 26, 1941, what ballpark was the first to install an organ in the ballpark?
Chicago Cubs. Wrigley Field.
What ballpark? That's it.
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field. Very good.
In fact, I have this on my list of history stuff.
I knew you
I
did.
tricked you.
Cheated. All right, here we go. His Nate's joke of the day. Are you ready?
I'm quite
here?
ready. I'm very ready now.
All right, here we go. I got it here. Okay. Quarterback says to his halfback, "Are you hurt?" Halfback says, "I think so. Better call me a doctor." Okay. You're a doctor.
Thank you. Hey ho! Thank you so much. 5:30. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. I got one birthday, and then I've got a couple of sports things. A birthday I'll give now, and then we'll take our break. Aaron Judge, 32 years old today. And there you go. And the big.
And having a bad season
6'8",
so far.
275 or something like that. And he's been.
Boy.
Well, it's harder when you get that big. Also, you do it for a while. It's hard to keep those muscles going and in sync with a little.
The toe injury last year is hurting him. Yeah.
5:31. Lots more coming up, including Pete's tweets, I think, and some stuff, and more on President Stupid Face. If you haven't heard it, boy, you want to miss this one. And even the new.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
We need more prisons. We need more jails. We need more swift, certain punishment. The biggest deterrent to crime out there is swift and certain punishment. That's why I want to see us really streamline the capital punishment laws in this country to where we can convict a murderer, sentence him to death, give them a streamlined 45-day appeal process, and then fry them.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
It's that time of year again when the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Chuck, brings back the 4th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want to help give back to the community, all you have to do is sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make the 4th annual Christmas in July for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Central services all makes and models. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. So call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up for a maintenance agreement and help Chuck and Central Heating and Air give back to the community. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey sandwich lovers, today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food, and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Sequoia National Golf Club is located 45 minutes west of Asheville, North Carolina, and nestled among the oak, fir, and flowered valleys in the heart of the Great Smoky Mountains. Owned by the Eastern Band of the Cherokee, this Robert Trent Jones II design offers an idyllic 18-hole journey filled with panoramic vistas on every hole, beautiful landscapes, and a fun mountain golf experience. Enjoy a relaxed lunch or afternoon beverage on the outdoor deck with 180-degree views of the Great Smoky Mountains. The surrounding community also provides golfers a welcoming environment that is rich with Native American culture and exciting year-round attractions. Sequoia National Golf Club is just 4 miles from Harrah's Cherokee Casino Resort and just a short drive from Atlanta. Experience a fun afternoon of golf with your friends or stick around for an epic stay-and-play weekend. Experience mountain golf at its finest and then go hit the casino floor. Book your tee time at sequoianational.com. That's sequoianational.com. Experience the majesty and beauty of Sequoia National, mountain golf at its finest.
There we go, 5:36. It's only me, it's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. Let her rip Friday. Is this the Rodster here? Recognize the intro. Rod Stewart, on this day, 1982, on a day shopping, he was robbed. Rod Stewart robbed by a gunman of his $50,000 Porsche on Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. Well, that's not good. Let's see. Our birthday list includes Giancarlo Esposito, 66 today. You know him most as Gus Fring on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Also bugging out in Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. Moff Gideon on The Mandalorian. Stan Edgar in Amazon's The Boys. And Giancarlo Esposito is 66. By the way, the first time I saw him interviewed, as his character on Breaking Bad was as a quiet, soft-smoking, tough guy, all business. I mean, a murderer or a killer, or just slit your throat if you like that. And if you've ever seen him interviewed, he sounds exactly the opposite. He sounds very, very lovely and happy and bright. And I mean, he's extremely kind of affected. And I thought, wow, what a great actor. Because I mean, it was a great role. That was a stunning. Did he ever win awards for that? I wonder, Emmys or anything?
I don't know. He was in The Gentleman too on Netflix the last few months.
Really? Wow. Yeah. Anyway, Giancarlo is 66 today. Also, the comedy legend, and she'll always be special in my heart, Carol Burnett, 91 years old today. And somewhere we still have that picture of her kissing me on the cheek in 1967 before I went overseas, Camp Pendleton, California, for a birthday with Nancy Sinatra and Jim Neighbors. 5:38. Let's see. On this day in history, let's do this one. On this day in history, in 1865, Abraham Lincoln's assassin, John Wilkes Booth, was killed by federal troops near Port Royal, Virginia, south of Washington. The spot where he died is now U.S. Highway 301. The story goes like this. John Wilkes Booth and his buddy David Harold had been spotted in the tobacco farm in Virginia. A New York cavalry regiment had been surrounding them after they were on the run for 12 days. The cavalry said, "You've got 5 minutes to come out or we're going to set the barn on fire." Booth himself said, give me a minute, and stalled. Harold gave up and came out and was captured. Booth then yelled, "You dirty, rotten coward." And then John Wilkes Booth is quoted as yelling out, "Well, me brave boys, prepare me a stretcher." And at that moment, one of the cavalry troops took a rope and went around to the back of the barn behind where Booth was, set the rope on fire, threw it into the barn, and set the barn on fire. When John Wilkes Booth came running out trying to get away, they shot him in the neck. John Wilkes Booth at the time was carrying 2 pistols, a carbine, and a Bowie knife. Killed on this day in 1865. They finally got him. And his buddy gave up. 5:39 with a Kim Pete and Flounder. 404-741-1230, by the way. Incidentally, the New York Times has come out with a scathing editorial, blistering statement saying anybody understands the role of free press in a democracy should be troubling that President Biden has so actively and effectively avoided questions from independent journalists during his term. Biden has done fewer interviews with news outlets than any of his predecessors, refused interviews with the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal. He's made appearances instead on the Seth Meyers Show and Will Arnett and Sean Hayes on their Smartless podcast, and that's what he does to kind of once again stay in Howard Stern. And in fact, Flounder, let's do. We played sound bites earlier, and these in 3 o'clock hour in case you missed them, talking to Howard Stern, who, by the way, was such a suck up. Just, I mean. It was his PR agent. Wow. Well, let's take cut number 1, where Howard Stern is helping Joe Crime Family remember what a ladies' man he's always been.
I got put in that 10 most eligible bachelors list.
Because you were a United States Senator, you were a catch.
And so, and a lot of lovely women, but women would send very salacious pictures, and I'd just give them to the Secret Service. I thought somebody would think I was, and I just gave up.
Secret Service? You didn't have Secret Service when you were a senator? He made it up. It's just not a real story. Oh, my God. Let's play cut number 2, Flounder. This is, once again, hero Joe Biden, ladies and gentlemen.
I learned a lot. And I made a lot of friends.
Did you ever save anyone's life when you were a lifeguard? Was anyone ever drowning?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, well, half a dozen times. Usually younger kids, but...
you do the thing with the whistle and then jump in the bathing suit? And
you got it.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a big pool. There were 7 lifeguard stands.
Wow. See, that would define my... I would brag about that everywhere I went.
Well, by the way, I did it up in Lake Ontario, too, when I was in law school. But look, one of the things that...
you saved a dude's life when you were in law school? You were still doing the lifeguard thing?
Yeah, lifeguards... people just need help sometimes. It's not like it's so heroic.
Well, no, it wasn't a hero or anything.
America's lifeguard.
Saved all those lives.
Seriously, he's America's lifeguard. Have pond will travel.
Unbelievable. And Flounder, one more time in case you missed it. Cut number 5. Again, the issue has been going on for months now. I've always said, all of us have always said, Biden is never going to debate Donald Trump. And the issue's been a fiery one because they're saying, well, it's never happened before, that there'd be a da-da-da-da-da. So today, Howard Stern brought up the issue. But the key here is to listen to the way that President Stupidface even refers to the issue and how he answers the question about the issue of debating. Does this sound like a president who can't wait to take on his opponent and just read the riot act to him?
I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him.
My God, that's the president on the issue that... how could he not say, I'll cream him, I'll murder the bastard, I can't wait to get him on a podium. Seriously, yeah.
Like that rapper did, his buddy rapper.
Exactly, yeah. My God, the emperor has no clothes.
I know.
Oh, my God. And Trump, of course, says, tonight, tomorrow night, anytime, any place, I'm ready. I'm in New York now, let's go. And of course, there's no way that they're going to let him debate Donald Trump. They'll probably try to set up some kind of they'll probably try to set up a dual location question and answer from the audience. So it's not a one-on-one debate. It'll be an audience town hall.
Biden's administration would probably try and get like a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll have questioners who love him on what he's good for, and questioners. Again, there's no way that it's going to be a one-on-one, man-on-man debate. No chance. And by the way, Flounder just sent this story, which makes me very upset. I don't know anything more than what I'm reading right here and I'm about to read to you now, which is very troubling. South Dakota, this is from someone called Oli London. I don't know what that is. It says Oli London TV. Maybe it's a TV reporter. I don't know. It's a tweet. Next. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem brags about killing her puppy because it was untrainable. In her new memoir, Governor Noem recalled how she shot her 14-month-old puppy named Cricket dead in a gravel pit because she was frustrated the puppy didn't learn how to hunt pheasants fast enough. She described how she hated that dog and described it as less than worthless as a hunting dog.
New York Post has a lead story.
On the day she shot the puppy, she described her dog was going out of its mind with excitement on a pheasant hunt and then attacked a neighbor's chickens on the way home. She led the dog and a pet goat to a gravel pit before shooting them both dead and took her children and returned home from school. She did it before they got home from school. The dog was a 14-month-old wire-haired pointer puppy. After sparking outrage for the revelation online, the governor took to X saying, "We love animals, but tough decisions like this happen all the time on a farm."
You don't have to end a dog's life.
Then don't use him as a hunting dog, but turn him into a living room pet. My
Exactly.
God. Give him away to a neighbor, to a little girl. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
It's the lead story in New York Post. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Said Trump's pick for VP, possibly. Blah, blah, blah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
It's over. Remember it was a Romney had his dogs on his car carrier on top of the roof of the car driving across the country or something?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, you can't be serious about this. And she said, well, things happen like that on a farm? Less than worthless? Oh, no. Well, there goes that one. 5:45, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Plenty coming up, and we got more coming up, too. Don't go. Here we go.
Latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is XTRA 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events, and so much more. Follow at XTRA 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about them. Your heart races sometimes, and you just want to be with them every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru. From Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the 2024 Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message. As the weather heats up, Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors, call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Get ready for Real Talk on the Janelle King Show, where we tackle kitchen table topics that are banned from family gatherings, but crucial for a strong republic. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday for an encore episode at 9 a.m. And if you can catch us live, great. But if not, no worries. New podcasts drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park right here on XTRA 106.3 or wherever you get your podcasts. Join us for insightful conversations that matter.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Look out. Yeah, this was a day that kind of changed everything for a while. 1977, Studio 54, the most famous club of the disco era, opened for business. It was at 254 West 54th Street in New York City. Over the next 3 years, celebrity guests included Mick Jagger, Elton John, Michael Jackson, David Bowie. This started in 1977. Donald Trump and his wife made appearances, attended the opening. The band Chic wrote the song in 1978, La Freak, after being refused entry to the Club Studio 54 on New Year's Eve in 1977, despite the fact that Chic was invited there by Grace Jones. And they wouldn't let him in, so they said, well, we'll do La Freak now, and I guess named at their attitude toward Studio 54. And all of them, I think, ended up going to jail. I mean, it was like a cocaine heaven, and they were stealing stuff and doing all kinds of I don't know. It was that was the time. It was in the 70s, but it was in the early 80s when they really, I think they got sort of went nuts. I don't know. Anyway, Studio 54 in this day. Let's see. Hold on. A couple of phone calls coming. Hold on, you guys. A couple of quick Pete leftovers. I'm sorry to mention. Here we go. 1931. Lou Gehrig hit a home run, but the Yankee star was called out. Do you know why?
Was he out of the batter's box?
He passed a runner, circling the bases.
Passed a runner?
And they called him out. 1964, the streak continued for the Boston Celtics, winning their 6th consecutive NBA title. They'd win 2 more before the streak came to an end, which is incredible. Quick birthdays, Dwayne Eddy, the guitar player. Dwayne Eddy is 86 years old today. And Kevin James, the comedian, is 59. Doug Heffelman on The King of Queens. Kevin Gable on Kevin Can Wait. Paul Blart, Mall Cop guy. Kevin James, 59. Jet Li is 61 years old today. And let's see, one thing. I don't feel like doing any more of this stuff. Okay, to the phones. Patricia's on the radio with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Hello, Patricia. Welcome aboard. What's up?
When you were talking about the pledge that Canada had installed,
yeah,
I don't know if you're aware of this, but all the hospitals in Canada now have a euthanasia specialist on board.
A euthanasia specialist?
Yes. To help people. This way they can call the law on their socialized medicine. The real thing came really to a real high point.
Yeah.
They worked with a 13-year-old boy to convince him that his illness was putting an unfair burden on his family, and he requested to be euthanized.
Oh, my. What is the matter with these people? Why do they keep... Do they have elections in Canada? I mean, how do these people get in control?
I actually have a friend in Canada who is working to undo that position.
Wow.
So I'm not... This is not made up.
Yeah.
Kimmer, this is right from someone who works in the hospital departments in Canada. Is that what we have to look forward to?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're definitely going that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, Patricia, thank you, sweet. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Be careful out there.
I didn't even know Canada was in Asia.
I have no idea. No, the youth in the Asian countries not the same. I quite think of the thing there. By the way, hold on, I got another story I want to comment here too. Also to the phones, Ghost Hunter. Ghost Hunter Joe is on the phone. Joel is on the phone with us. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Let it rip, Ghost Hunter Joe. What's up, man? Oh, did he hang up? He probably hung up on me. Hey,
he ghosted you. Still here.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you're on the radio, man. What's up?
Two things real quick before I get to why I called.
Yeah.
Farmer Wants a Wife. My favorite from the very beginning has been Sydney, and I hope she gets
Sydney, my pick is all. Wait a minute, Mitchell now in Tennessee. The older of the guy has a 12-year-old daughter. The only problem with Sydney, I love her, but she's 22 years old. Oh no, Mitchell's a good-looking younger guy. Ty's the older one. Mitchell should definitely pick Sydney. Yeah. Sydney is natural. She's happy. She's real. She's just a wonderful human. She's a winner. Yes, sir.
Another thing, Pete was just mentioning about a batter stepping out of the box to get a hit.
Yeah.
When I was in Little League minor baseball, I was a horrible hitter, but this one game, we had 8 players each team, 2 outfielders. I split the outfield for my first hit of the season, and the umpire called me out because I stepped out of the box. And the umpire behind the plate was my oldest brother.
Oh, well, that makes sense then. You're right.
The reason I was calling is John Wilkes Booth did not die there in that barn fire, apparently. The guys on Ghost Lab, Brad and Barry Kling, did an investigation on the Ghost Lab, and legend has it that he escaped to Granbury, Texas.
Really?
And they called him EVP, or electronic voice phenomena, of John Wilkes Booth in the opera house there in Granbury, because he went up there to continue doing acting, and then caught an EVP saying, "I am John Wilkes Booth."
Wow. I'll be damned. Yeah.
Then the story goes on that he then fled to Oklahoma, and that's where he died.
I'll take your word for it. Ghost Hunter, you've been there, man. You know the deal.
Y'all have a good one.
Thanks. Have a great weekend. Very nice to have you aboard. 5:56. By the way, just in, the New York City Police Department Chief of Police, John Schell, has now left a message for these, quote, entitled hateful students at Columbia University. The pure hate, anti-Semitism, and overall vile language I've witnessed recently is simply disgusting. I could not begin to even know how this makes a person feel, a family, or a friend. Hate has no place in our society from anyone. It should be condemned by all immediately. Trust me, if we could throw handcuffs on anyone who peddled in this, we would do this every day. End of story. He said, entitled hateful students, as well as faculty and teachers at Columbia who traded their educational license for a license of hate, pack your belongings and get out. You're fired. Chief of Police, New York City. At least people are standing up. That's a good sign. 5:57. Wow, I can't believe it. Very quickly, Baltimore. No, I don't want to do that one. Here we go. Substitute teacher in Las Vegas, Requan Smith, 27 years old. Whoops, Daisy. Have we got to do this? We got a minute yet, right?
No, I fired that off.
Okay, my problem. This says a substitute teacher in Las Vegas, 27 years old, heard a teenage kid using racial slurs. So he confronted him. The student placed his hand on the teacher, so the teacher started swinging. They both got in a fist fight. The teacher knocked the pupil down, stood over him, yelling and screaming as the student balled up and cowered behind his hands. And the teacher kept hovering over him and landing several more punches until finally they pulled him off him. And then the kid is laughing, saying, "You're going to jail, slumbag. His teacher fighting a student, boy, and you're going to jail, man." Well, guess what? He's been arrested. The teacher's been arrested for responding to the student who first put his hands on him. And then there was a fight, but they've arrested the teacher. Battery, serious bodily harm, school pupil on property, The student was also arrested. They don't really say what. But anyway, he finally stood up and said, "You can't say that in here. But we can say this in here, Flounder, with the Flounder's Funnies for Nucky's Hoagies."
I will say that's kind of a theme of my show, that I love all the people. That's something about me. I love everybody, man. I don't got no opinions about nothing negative. I love all the people. I don't care what you do, what you look like, or all that. I love all the people. But when it comes to certain things, I'm a little more particular, like politics, you know? Politics are big nowadays. It's like I love gay people, but I don't believe in gay marriage, right? Because I'm a Christian, I believe in the Bible. I love gay people. When it comes to gay marriage, I'm a Christian. I believe marriage is between a man and a young woman sold by her parents in exchange for cattle, crops, and village safety. People say, Jeff, why aren't you married? Well, no's made me a good enough offer. You know what I'm saying? I want my 15-year-old to be hot, but I want to get some goats in the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that there, Flounder?
That is Jeff Dye, D-Y-E.
Dye, outstanding. Any big plans for the weekend? Good weather? Maybe I'll miss Veronica?
Might hit a Braves game Sunday.
Oh, really? Outstanding. Well, there you go. And Pete Davis? Anything
NFL
special?
draft.
More and more and more. All right, Lou Ross, 7-5, gotta go. You're killing me. It's on the camera. Pete and Flounder back Monday. Look out, Herb. Stand by. Have a good one.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta, Extra 106.3.